This is Hollywood Mac Connolly with the double biceps. It is in the contract, the legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. Just making sure that the lawyers are happy, that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. I always have to think about that. I'm like, which one is it? Is it T's? Anyway, I should plan it out before I start speaking. But as long as I get the double biceps in, then everyone's happy. Especially me and the lawyers. I noticed that. What was that weird thing that was there? What is that? Got the split happening, and then there's this extra thing there. I haven't seen that before. What's going on with that? Is that a shadow? This is important stuff, people. Can you see that? Right there. This extra little thing. Oh, that's weird. But the important part about tonight's show, somebody's joined in. Somebody's joined in and they've just seen me doing this for the last 30 seconds, which quite rightfully is the most entertaining part of the entire stream. But tonight I will be attempting the impossible. I will be following the Arm Gods event and the East vs. West 13 event at the same time. So I'm going to have both windows loaded. It'll just be commentary, just be me talking about and watching each match. You won't get to see the matches here. If you are interested in seeing the matches, please go to armgods.com or East vs. West armwrestling.com. I put the links in the description there, and great if you can support arm wrestling and these organizations that are out there. We've got Spermy's Ass is Creamy, who's jumped in. They had to change the name because it kept hitting the censors. Big day in arm wrestling. It is indeed, my friend. Absolutely. With two massive events taking place. We've got the Arm Gods Wales event that will be starting in, let me see, I'll bring it up here, 26 minutes. You can get that if you are an Arm Gods subscriber. You just go over to armgods.com, to their website there. It's $5. $5, that's all it is. And you will be able to not only see the event that is taking place tonight, but you will see every single piece of content that they have on that website for $5 a month. It's insane, absolutely insane. Or you could cancel it after tonight if you want to, but you know, it is definitely worth the money. There's seminars and training videos and all sorts of stuff. All of the previous pay-per-view events are all on armgods.com for $5 a month. It's absolutely outrageous. It's outrageous. Tall Paul is in the chat. Howdy, Mr. Matt, and the Spermy's Ass is Creamy. Had to change the name. Apparently, it kept auto banning you because it would come up anytime with what was it? If you put the word ass in there, or maybe it was sperm as well. I think that you had to work around a few different combinations of your own name. Of course, it's a classic play on Hermes Gasparini. Spermy's Arms is Creamy. It was very, very cleverly done. Part of the troll army there, and we still see those ones popping up. I always think it's funny when you load up a YouTube video on arm wrestling and there is 5 or 6 different troll names, you know, Levan's liver or for Devon's forearm or any of those insane things that are out there. 4 people, we're getting more people jumping in. If you're in the chat, say hello. We've got Tall Paul, we've got Spermies as well, but yeah, if the others are here, it would be great to say hello and find out who I'm talking to. And the chat is a really big part of the reason I do this, because it's not just me sitting here watching these events by myself. I feel very much like having you guys here is almost like you're in the living room with me watching the event. And yeah, if you're at armgods.com, you can load up this event and watch along with me at the same time. As I say that, 2 people just disappear. I shouldn't keep an eye on the thing. I just like to know like, if people are on or not. You can tell as well, like if you start talking about certain topics and people are just disappearing, you're like, okay, I'm losing them. Time to get off the Street Fighter talk and get back to arm wrestling. But yes, they do come up with wild names on the internet. Tall Paul, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, we've got somebody back. Somebody's back. I'm sure that it is probably a mistake. They accidentally clicked off, and then they, oh no, I've clicked off the thing I wanted to watch, and let me click back. So It's such a good thing. But yeah, hopefully you guys will be watching the events tonight. It's kind of a little frustrating that they're literally running at the same time. I thought that with the time difference, we would have had enough of a gap between both of them that they wouldn't have overlapped. But yeah, we've got Arm Gods. We're starting in, let me bring up the thing again, 23 minutes. So they've got their event. I think both events have a massive amount of matches on. I think the East versus West has 15 matches, and the Arm Gods one has a massive amount of matches as well. I don't know if it's 15, but it's pretty up there. But yeah, a little frustrating. I hate it when you've got two good things happening at the same time. You want to be able to watch both. But the way that I'll be doing this is I'm just going to be clicking back and forth between the two events, and whichever match takes my interest the most is what I will be commentating or talking about. And I know I'm probably going to miss some action on the other channel whenever I'm looking at the certain one, but that's unfortunately the way that it is. We don't have an option here. They're both literally running live at the same time. So yes, what is it? So 22 minutes for Arm Gods, and then East versus West is 2 hours and 22 minutes. So there's only a 2-hour gap really with Arm Gods, and they've got a bunch of matches on, so they'll definitely be overlapping each other. But we'll get a few under wraps before East versus West starts, and we'll be solely focused on Arm Gods at that point, and then obviously at the end it would be the opposite, because Arm Gods would have finished and East versus West will continue. But yes, it will be a great night of arm wrestling. I just would love if they were running concurrently, like one finished, the other one started. It would have been so much better. I would have stayed awake and just done them both back to back. It would have been perfect. But yeah, it's that frustration because I'm not sure what the local time is in each area, but I think it's about 4 p.m. in the UK that this event starts. So 4 in the afternoon they've gone with, and obviously the other one, if it's East versus West, it's probably in Turkey. And yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they're 2 hours behind, and that's like they're starting at 4 a.m. but 4 p.m. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They are both going to be on, and we will do our best to cover both of them. But yeah, it'll be great to have you guys along for the experience. We've got armgods.com is where you'll find the first event that I will be talking about, and I'm going to share that screen here. So just give me a sec to load this up on my screen. Share screen. Is that the one I want? Share screen. Yes. And then which screen do you want to share? I would like to share the Arm Gods screen. There we go. Bring that one up there. And then bring it here. There it is. As you can see, 20 minutes to go, 21 minutes to go for Arm Gods before it starts and kicks things off. And I might load up the card here so that you guys can have a look at what matches we can expect. I'm sure that most people, if they are watching the event, they will already know who is on the card. And I'll swap screens here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so 4 p.m. local time in the UK. I mean, here where I am, it's midnight. This is going to be an all-nighter for me, but good thing is I came from 23 years of doing shift work, and so I'm very used to what I need to do in terms of being able to stay awake all night. So, Arm Gods Wales, I'm going to bring up the... Oh, Paul has a comment here. What is it? Is it just a coinky-dink? They are both at the same time? Oh, well, gee, it's unfortunate, isn't it? So unfortunate that they timed it at exactly the same day. No, it is frustrating, and I would really hope that it wasn't a deliberate move to try to limit a certain promotion. Yeah, it would be very, very counterintuitive and counterproductive for the exact message that's being sent out from certain people as to trying to grow the sport. And then if they make moves like this deliberately, you're doing the exact opposite. But we shall see. Spermy says, dang, it'll be a long night for you. I just got up and I'm having coffee. It must be morning in the US. I'm looking at my US clock that I've set here. It says it's 10:40 a.m. But that I think is set to New York time. So I know there's 4 different time zones over there. And depending on which one you're in, it may be earlier or later. I think it's a 5-hour difference from one side to the other. But yes, it just depends where you are. Obviously, Spermies, I believe you're in Canada. So that what I just said means nothing at all. I love that. So let me just tell you a few sentences about something that's completely unrelated to my point. And then I'll tie it all back together and it won't make sense. So, 8:40 a.m. says Spermies. So he may be in the middle of the country. Maybe Toronto, maybe Ottawa, somewhere like that. Yes. Anyway, we are speculating and guessing, but I got distracted. Thanks a lot. Yeah, time keeping bastards. All right, I'm just gonna bring up the match card here. All right, and that's the one, but it's probably coming out really small. Yeah, it is. Let me see if I can make that bigger. That's not the right screen. Where am I? That one? No, that one. Yes. All right. Bring up that image. Make it nice and big. And then share that screen instead. That should do it. All right. That's better. There we go. Saskatchewan is where Spermies After Screamy is, and Tennessee, it's 10:40 a.m. Oh yeah, so you're on my time. You can see my clock. There it is, set for America. It's the American time. Where does the nickname Hollywood come from? Well, basically, very briefly, when I started, let me back up my own backup sentence here. A man called Tim Graham started the arm wrestling club here in South Australia, and that's where I started training. About a year into that, Tim got very busy with university, and he asked if I would like to take over the club. I said, sure, that sounds great. And immediately I came up with a whole bunch of goals and ideas and strategies as to how I wanted to promote the club. And one of which I'd been doing a lot of video stuff already, just filming our training and all the rest of it. And I thought it was kind of funny and interesting to give people nicknames, as it was much easier for people to remember someone by a nickname as opposed to their actual name. And it became sort of a fun game for me to do while I would be doing night shift or something. I used to do security, so there was a lot of downtime. And I would be trying to figure out what nickname I would give somebody. And it'd be something to do with their personality or their style of pulling on the table. And you had like the engineer because, he was very much into building different training materials. I was like, oh, well, engineer works really well. And then one of the other guys came up with some of his own training stuff. And he had this glove thing that, I don't know, it was finger strength glove stuff. And I started calling him Iron Man. And then Tim Graham has this like amazing beard and he was the Viking. And I was like, oh, this is great. It's working out really well. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to give myself a nickname. Like no one else is going to do it for me because, I'm doing all the editing and all this stuff myself. And it's like, oh, what nickname should I pick? And at that time, Tim, as a joke, was trying to label me with the nickname The Marshal because I was the COVID marshal for the stupid restrictions that we had. And I was like, I don't really like that one. And he was trying to push it. He was trying to make it a thing. And I'm like, I gotta pick something quick because he's got to try and get me stuck with this one. And I don't like it. But one night at work, I was like, I need a nickname. And I was searching through lists and lists of UFC fighters and, all these different nicknames. And I'm like, none of these suit me. Like the assassin, the murder face, the axe murderer. I'm like, that is not me at all. But you may or may not know, but I do acting work as well as the arm wrestling stuff. So I've done 65 films and a whole bunch of commercials and, all the rest of it, plays and that sort of thing over the last 30 years. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I love movies, I love cinema, I like film, I do acting work. I'm editing all these videos and stuff. And it was like, Hollywood, I think that would work. I like that. And so I started going with that. And then I said to Tim, who's a big arm wrestling fan and massively into all of the pullers from Europe, he could pronounce all of their names flawlessly. But he said, "Oh, have you picked a nickname?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "What is it?" And I said, "I'm going to go with Hollywood." And he goes, "You can't go with Hollywood. Don Underwood has Hollywood." And I was like, "Who's Don Underwood?" Like, I had no idea. He's like, he's one of the greatest arm wrestlers that's ever lived. Like, he's this famous American arm wrestler. He's Hollywood Don Underwood. And I was like, "No, there can be two Hollywoods. Like, it doesn't matter." I'm like, "I'll never meet Don Underwood. Like, why would it matter to me? Like, I don't, I'm never gonna meet this dude." And then about 3 months later, I was on a podcast with Hollywood Don Underwood. And it was with the Aussie arm wrestler. And I was up at Ryan Bowen's place. We had done some live commentary for one of the East versus West events. And then the next day, we were doing a podcast with the Aussie arm wrestler. And Ryan sent me a message. I was upstairs in the guest bedroom. He goes, "Oh, come downstairs. We're on the podcast." I'm like, "Okay, no worries." So I jump downstairs and I step in and sit down. And then it's on the screen. There's Aussie arm wrestler, and then there's us, and then there's Don Underwood. I was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, that's Hollywood Don Underwood." I know who he was now. And the conversation got towards nicknames or whatever, and then somebody asked Don, "Well, how did you get the nickname Hollywood?" And he had this fantastic story about, I don't know, doing some event, and then the lady like thought he was so amazing and charismatic and everything, and she said, "Oh, you're Hollywood, you're pure Hollywood." And he's like, "Oh, I like that. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to be Hollywood Don Underwood." And it was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then he says to me, "So how did you get your name, Mr. Hollywood?" And I was like, I gave it to myself." To which I got a red card from Uncle John, who had joined as well. And much laughter from everyone there who thought, yeah, you can't give yourself a nickname, and you can't give yourself the nickname that is exactly the same as one of the most famous guys in the sport. I was like, well, I have, and I'm just sticking with it. But I think every single time I go on a show with Jake, or I'm in the comments with Jake, he will put a poll out, or he'll say, Hollywood's got to change his name. Let's go up with a different name for him. Every time he's determined for me to change from Hollywood. I'm like, I'm not going to. I've done all the branding and shit and everything with it. So anyway, that wasn't brief at all, but I was enjoying the story of it again, so I talked for longer than I would have normally on that topic. But 10 minutes to go for, where are we? Share this. 10 minutes. There we go. You can see that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let me bring that off for a sec so you can bring me back up here live. Top Hall says, oh no, I've missed that one. Hang on, I'm going to go back. HCP is in the chat. Hello to you, sir. Ironically, Turkey and England. It's off the bottom of my screen. I have to go this way. Turkey and England. Yeah, Turkey and England. Yeah. Both have Euro matches today. That's right. Well, that's what we're going to be watching today. I'm going to be trying to commentate both. I'll be flicking back and forth between both. But basically, it's just going to be whichever match takes my fancy is what I'm going to be commentating on. So there we go. But yeah, is it Ya? Is it Ya or Ja Coben? Ya Coben? Ja Coben? Not sure. In heraldry, holly is used to symbolize truth. I wonder why Hollywood uses it when it's all about fake acting. The COVID Marshal. Yeah, no one wants that as a nickname. That's a terrible nickname. You'd have to get some gold framed sunglasses, Matt, to top off the Hollywood look. Yes, absolutely. It's like Chael Sonnen lately. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's a former UFC fighter, and he is a very charismatic fellow, and he has a great show he does on YouTube and does clips and stuff like that. But lately, he's been wearing the gold rimmed sunglasses everywhere. So I don't know why he's gone with that. I don't think it suits him. But anyway, that's the thing he's doing lately. But as long as you don't have the same loony political view as Hollywood, oh my God. Yeah, there's some just insane things happening from the political world. And yeah, cool story. I'll thank you, Eton. There you go. You gave yourself a nickname? Okay, I must have done something. Yeah, no. Well, no one else was going to do it. And if they did, I might have got a terrible nickname. That's the thing. I mean, what do you do when, say you get a nickname, but you hate it? You absolutely hate it. That's like Robert Whittaker. I mean, he's gone forward with, he goes, my nickname's the Reaper. Robert the Reaper Whittaker. Somehow, people have turned it into Bobby Knuckles. And he doesn't like Bobby Knuckles, but it keeps coming out there. Bobby Knuckles. It's like, no, it's the Reaper. That's my nickname, not Bobby Knuckles, wherever that came from. But it's still hanging around. But luckily, officially, he's the Reaper. But yeah, what if you got a terrible nickname? Frank Trigg from the UFC. He's probably got the worst nickname I've ever heard of. And that is Twinkle Toes. Frank Twinkle Toes Trigg. I'm not kidding. He's a fighter. Yeah, it's got to be a joke. Come on, it's hilarious. I've met Frank Trigg as well. A really nice guy. I met him in Las Vegas. But Peter Weschenko, hello to you, sir. One of the top arm wrestlers from Victoria. No, Sydney. Where are you? I don't know. You're in one of them. Victoria. Where are you? I think you're New South Wales. I can't remember. You're one of those. New South Wales or Victoria. Anyway, fantastic young man and very knowledgeable about the sport of arm wrestling. I can't remember if it's New South Wales or... I'm thinking it is New South Wales now because I'm thinking with the T-shirt that I saw you wear over the top. I can't remember. You have to let me know. Tall Paul says, my buddies at the local biker bar I went to for a couple of decades started calling me Duke, and some called me Tall Paul, and it just stuck. Yeah. Where did Duke come from? That is not bad. The Duke, or the Duke. Yeah, we pronounce that a little differently here in Australia, like duty, like D-U-T-Y, like Call of Duty. Like we'll say duty, even though it's a D. For us, it's slightly like a J sound, a duty sound. Call of Duty. Who's on duty? But to us, the way the Americans say it, duty, sounds like duty, like D-O-O-D-E-E, duty, like someone's done a duty. When we were in one of my security jobs, we had a Canadian boss, and he would say, "Yeah, so who's on duty down at the shopping center tonight?" He'd be like, and everyone would just go every single time because it was like duty. Anyway, it's very important that we cover these topics because they are incredibly imperative to tonight's festivities. To be fair, the COVID Marshal would be a great heel name. Yeah, everyone would hate him, that's for sure. But I don't think you'd ever get that good hate. You know, the best heels are the ones that it's like tongue in cheek. They're not just straight bad the whole time. You can tell that there's a little bit of like, I know I'm not really like this, but I'm gonna do this nasty thing. Like, yeah. I remember Frank Trigg. Yeah, well, he had a legendary fight with Matt Hughes, and he was the guy that they replayed this for many years in the highlights package for Matt Hughes, and in every basically highlight package you would see for the UFC for those first 60, 70 events. Matt Hughes had Frank Trigg up on his shoulder in a fireman's carry position. He ran across the octagon and threw him down in front of his corner, like sliding him into the cage, and jumped on top of him. But it just looked tremendous the way he was able to manhandle Frank Trigg. It didn't finish the fight or anything, but it just looked spectacular. Table IQ is in Sydney. There you go. Peter Weschenko, very good to see you here, sir. And I know that you will be watching both events, one eye on each monitor tonight for Arm Gods and for East versus West. Let's check the timer, 4 minutes to go. Everyone's probably eagerly sitting in front of their screens waiting for the event to start. I'm sure this is going to start with a lot of volume, so I probably need to turn that down. Otherwise, you get the feedback in my microphone. There we go. But I have to be able to hear it. I know the first thing the Drew would say is, why don't you wear headphones? It's like, yeah. Shut up, Drew. All right. Fox 8 Ball says, I'll be watching, but I've only got the shadow banned phone at the moment. The shadow banned phone. I don't know. What are you banned from, Fox? From YouTube? Or from Arm Guards? I don't know. Shadow banned phone. I don't know. You'll have to explain it. Oh, wow. I ain't heard that name in a while. Yeah, Frank Trigg, absolutely. The Duke. Whoa, look out. School lady boy. Love those play on word names. He says, yo, hello to the school lady boy. Great to see you in here. Tall Hall says, they would call me Duke to the Luke Drifter. Duke to the Luke Drifter. I think it's a John Wayne thing, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's say it was a good thing. It must have been very good for them to call you that. There's that Mr. Fox. It is indeed. The school lady boy and Table IQ, they are here. And I'm not sure how long Peter will stay up for, because it is going to be a late night. It's already 12:30 a.m. here in Adelaide. But if you're in Sydney, probably 2 hours ahead, or an hour ahead. So it's probably already 1:30 or 2 a.m., something like that. Apparently, oh, hang on. What's this? Oh, bring that up. No. Apparently, Drew is in hospital. I think he's getting surgery. Wow. All right. Well, I hope that it all goes well for him. And he is one of the legends of arm wrestling streams in the world. And any arm wrestling video that's out there, it might even be a good challenge to try and find an arm wrestling video that doesn't have the Drew's comment of algorithm boosting comment. Because he seems to be on every single video and every single stream. The man is an arm wrestling fiend, and always polite and friendly. And yes, I did actually send him a thank you package, maybe 6-7 months ago or something, and said, you have to film yourself opening this because I want to see. And it had a bunch of the stuff from the AWE podcast and shirts and all sorts of stuff, just to say a big thank you to the Drew. So I hope he is doing well, and whatever the surgery was, I hope it was minor, and that everything worked out well for him. Where are we here? We're 51 seconds away from the start. Greetings all, says Dave Anderson. Hello to you, sir. Great to see you in here. Hope that you're going to be enjoying. We've got 2 events on at the same time, back to back. So the first 2 hours, I think we will have exclusively Arm Gods before East versus West kick things off. But there's 15 matches on East versus West, and Arm Gods has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They might have 16 matches on. What have we got? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure how many rounds they're doing, whether it's first to 3, first to 4. Maybe there's a combination of both. But yeah. Wow. 16 matches for Arm Gods and 15 for East versus West. We are in for a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There is going to be non-stop arm wrestling to see for hours and hours and hours. And whether you're a fan of the Arm God style or the East versus West style, you can watch either or, and you get the privilege of having the choice there. White Wolf, oh, he is in the stream. He's made his appearance. Greetings, lads. How, says White Wolf, the Arm God's cry from the legend. I know you'll have your laptop fired up for this evening, my friend. And as I was just saying a second ago, unfortunately, we're going to be overlapping each other with East versus West, and as I was saying before, you would very much hope that that wasn't a malicious move on the certain promotions' part to try to prevent people from watching one event exclusively, and trying to split the audience, because yes, it would be a completely backwards step from all of the what is it? Agenda? No, what is the word I'm looking for here? Narrative. The narrative that they have been pushing for so long. So if they're taking any action that deliberately hampers another promotion, then I don't like that. I think that's just a nasty thing to do. Dave. Lord have mercy, there's the White Wolf. It is indeed. Cowabunga. Cowabunga, that's fantastic. Was that a thing before the Ninja Turtles? Because I've heard that that's surfer talk or something. It was like, Michelangelo, obviously the Orange Turtle, says it a lot. But yeah, Cowabunga was like, it must have been from, I don't know, LA or surf culture or something, and somehow it became a thing. What do we got here? All right, I've got a play button. Let me see if I can press play on that. Oh, we've got a chat in there. Fox 8 Ball's in the other chat. We can see you, Fox 8 Ball. Hide that message. Can we see that? There's the chat, and there's Fox 8 Ball's name. He's double teaming. You can see out to get things underway. Oh, there he is. It's Paul Maiden. Fantastic. It's very exciting. All right, I'm going to move it back. So, yes, if you're keen to see it, armgirls.com, $5. $5. That's all you got to pay, guys. It's right there. You can see it. Can't see it for free. It is $5. But on my channel, I won't be able to play their event, obviously, to get their content. But I will be talking through the matches and everything like that. And if you are watching, then it'd be great to have you along watching with me and talking in the chat. We can talk about the matches that are going on. Bart Simpson made it popular. Says, I reckon the Turtles came a long time before the Simpsons. Remember, it's Wales. It's great. I wonder if there's any Kentucky waterfalls competing today. The Kentucky waterfall, if anybody is not aware of what that is, it is basically a mullet hairstyle. Kentucky waterfall. It's sort of like the Canadian tuxedo, which is denim jeans, denim shirt, denim jacket. I've never had a denim shirt or a denim jacket. I'm trying to keep it down. Right. Drink quickly. Oh. All right. So, yes, Bart Simpson would have been in the 90s, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out in the 80s. So, he probably made it more popular, but I would say it was very much from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. But I just want to know if it was around before that, because they would have gotten it from gotten it. The word gotten. It is a word. It's the other one. Where have you gotten it from? Where did you get it from? From something better. Gotten. Is that a word? I don't know. Gotten? Doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, I remember the Ninja Turtle saying cowabunga. I think Michelangelo, it was the orange turtle. Donatello, the purple, Leonardo, the blue. And not a fan of the Turtles. No, I was a big fan of Ninja Turtles. It's just Paul Maiden talking at the moment. There's some great rubber shoes, some shoes there. The remote, right? They're just sort of saying this is the kind of stuff that we've got a fantastic setup for their show tonight in Wales. Passionate passionate fans over in Wales and the UK. Everyone there that is into arm wrestling is into arm wrestling. There's no half in. It's no, oh yeah, I do it every now and then. It's like, no, no, you're an arm wrestler or you're not. It's either you're in and you're 100% in, and all your family has never been dragged in, or you're not into it at all. There's no in between for the UK. Um, yeah, hopefully it's not affecting any mic feedback here, but the crowd is already going crazy. It's one of the best live experiences you can have. Guys lined up on stage there. I haven't started any matches yet. I'm not sure what order they'll be running in. I do have a match card here, which I will come up to. There we go. Got better? Is it too small? It's small. This one bigger. That's what she said. That's not that one. This one. There we go. Much better. All right. So we've got David Bradford and Elliot Eccles, Andrew Jones, and Mantis Dornicus. I haven't pre-learnt this name. Trying to do it on the fly, it can be very difficult. Dean Gold and James Stewart is definitely the match of the night. I'm very much looking forward to that. Two huge men going at it left arm. Both guys have been training for maybe 6-7 months for this match, and it should be absolute fireworks. Enormous, enormous match. Josh Davies, you may have seen him on the Arm Wars as the thick-skinned young man, and he is properly known as the mini tank. Josh Davies will be taking on Otto Fogelman. So not sure what order the matches will be playing in, but we'll figure it out as we go. Billy Davies and Dan Colvin having a right arm match. We've got Greg Foster against, most people should know, James Wall. He is a veteran of the UK arm wrestling scene, and seems like he's in a match every couple of weeks. He's very, very prolific and active arm wrestler. And, he was at the Valhalla 3 event as well. Nathan Davey will be taking Dan Tutt in the match as well. And we've got Ruben Hughes, Scott Barrett in another match. That's only half the card, ladies and gentlemen. There's still another 8 matches, which is absolutely outrageous. I think your mic is messing up now. Or is it my end? Maybe the sound that's coming from the computer here. We'll turn that down and see if that's helping. Probably getting the sound of Paul Hayden hearing and all the crowd and the arm gods there. That I don't know if that's made any difference at all. Where are we? Oh, the other arm gods. Card. Share that one. There we go. We've got Dwayne Reeves against Harley Potter. Scott James and Reese Aldridge. Tony Jackson and Hassan Al Hakim. Drew Holloway, Lewis Alexander. Ryan Harder and Nick Dodd. Nick, I am familiar with. He is another match. A lot of left arm matches on this card, which is interesting because usually it's not as popular to have left arm matches, but I'd say there's maybe 6 or 7 left arm matches on this 16 match card. It's fantastic because, at the end of the day, it's still arm wrestling, and there are people that are dominant on that arm. So, and people who are not dominant on an arm, but they're still fantastic and high level, and they understand all of the fundamentals. It's just whether that arm is as strong as possible compared to their right. Daff Lewis, AW Daff, one of the prolific members of the arm wrestling community online, and he'll be taking on Paul Waters in a right arm match. And we've got Murray Whitehead, lovely guy, Murray, very softly spoken, friendly man in that Arm Gold's Valhalla in Ireland, and he's taking on Lloyd Herbiker, Tom Mitchell, and Jason Hill, which is another left arm match. It's for the 75-kilo belt. So there's a bunch of belt matches on tonight as well, which is amazing. Thank you. Well, I'm still producing referees at the moment, and it looks like James, um, oh, James, James Wall. The other day, I'm forgetting his last name. He's a fantastic arm wrestler. So let's see how it works tonight as the referee, the head referee. Maybe still talking this match. I'm not sure who is going to be the first one out, but we'll hear from yeah, skip out so you can see it's not a picture of him. All right. So hopefully everyone's loaded up their armgods.com stream, and for $5 subscription, that's all you need. $5, and you can see every event that they have had, all of their training stuff, all of the website unlocked with $5 a month. So that's absolutely insane value. And yeah, that's all it is. $5. I've also bought the East versus West event, but that's $20 US, which probably about 30, 33 Australian or something. You love it when they tack on all these little fees. You know, it's just like 20 US, you know, okay, and then you got to pay for it. Oh, using a card. Oh, yeah, that's another 1% fee. And oh, the processing fee and booking fee. And it's like all these little like extras. So your $20 thing becomes 24. That's why I'm banks are so terrifying. Crypto currency. You can, although that seems to have gone the same way with some of the transaction fees on exchanges. Uh, yes. Makes it easier to use, but you also pay the fee, which is exactly sort of the point of the thing that to start with anonymous currency that you can send without having anyone there, a third party taking hold of it. And now put your money on the exchange and send it that way and pay a fee for it. Like, well, could do the same with fiat currency anyway. Ah, aggressive crypto world. All right, what am I looking at on the screen? We've got oh, our first match. Okay, so our first match looks like AWF. I think they're about to walk in, so we'll find out in a minute. And might have to take that need to hear actually what they're saying. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Play through the speaker. Play through what the hell? That's better. All right. Muffled. It's been really hard to hear for the last few minutes. Okay. Let me see if I can adjust that for you, ladies and gentlemen. How's that? Any better? If I'm talking a little bit closer to the mic of getting my nibbles up on my screen here. It does say that it is working correctly. Audio. Yep, that's the right one. Echo cancellation, noise suppression. Let me know if that's any better. Recording underwater. Working now? It's working now. Okay, great. Maybe I was just a little bit too far away. Thank you. I wouldn't have known. Yeah, maybe worse like you do like a 9 hour stream and then at the end it's like no one could hear you the whole time. So yeah, that would oh, sounds much better. Okay, great. Awesome. Turns out when you speak closer to the microphone, it picks you up better. Bring it up a little bit. Oh, there we go. And thank you, Sun Wrestling is here. Taryn Broad, all the way from LA as well. It's really some good footage of him destroying me on the table. You can find on my Instagram. Well, I wasn't trying, Taryn. If I tried, it would have been different. Oh, it's back to muffled again. Oh, come on. What's going on? Didn't change anything. God, maybe it's this. You happy, Claude? Rolled on the cord or something? Uh, how's that? Better? Hopefully that's fixed it. So like, we're about to see the event here. We are just seeing who the competitors are before I actually say what's going on. Oh, it'd be great if they had their names on the back of their shirts. I think it's AW Daff and Nick Dodd. And it looks like AW Daff has got the early pin on the first round. He got 1-0, and it was from a press position. He got wrist control, but yeah, it was a little strange position. He sort of was sitting outside of his shoulder, but still was able to sort of use his tricep and muscle it down. A good pin there for AW Daff. He was up 1-0. Not sure how long their breaks are. Sounds good when you're directly in front of them. I'll bring it right up here. Get that out of the way. All right. How's that? I'm hoping that's better. All right. Bring up the screen so I can see the actual matches. So it looks like they're getting set up here for the second round. AW down. Okay, the outside of the straps. Hands are getting set. Shoulders are getting set. The shoulders are not in the right positions there. It looks like they've started the round and they've gone straight to a slip. A little strange with the setup there because referee straightened the shoulders on Enwy Daff, and he was very, very straight. The other competitor shoulder very, very forward. And anyway, they've gone to the strap. They're applying the strap at the moment. God, it was good when you first. Is it good now? That's all I want to know. Is it all right? Can you just say yes or no? Because if it isn't good, I want to adjust it, make sure that it does sound right. Because the last thing I want is you guys not to be able to hear what I'm saying. You're already not getting a visual, so it all relies on the audio here. All right. Let me call the action here for the second round, and hopefully you can hear me. So we've gone to the strap. We're getting knuckles seen from both guys here. That looks like he's going to be committing a shoulder forward again. Yep, we need to find the center. Still jostling for position at the moment. Straightening the shoulders. We're about to get a start here. Started. We're fighting for the middle position. That looks like he's in complete control here, but what do you guys, when one running foul, South is changed to the top roll and he's top rolled through for the pin, gets the pin, and I love the fact that they had the running fouls there because it didn't need a restart. And this looks like South is very much in control of this match here. It's up 2-0. Bit of a smile as soon as that round started, as soon as he got hand position. He had to work hard once the opponent jumped in for the press, but he was able to top roll his way through for a pin. Yes and no, it's good for a second and then bad again. Let me have a look at my cable. I see where it's working. All right. I've replugged it in. We'll see if that works. Early in the stream was more consistent. Yeah, I normally don't have any issues with it. So maybe I bumped something, or when I picked up the headphones, maybe that might have jostled the cords or the cables, but hopefully we're all good now. All right, we're about to get a start outside of straps here. So lining the hands up, both guys have their shoulders squared. Just, AW Daff is not happy with something. Centering. Talking to the referee, they're centering the hands. Knuckles are being shown. Keeps covering the knuckle, arguing with the referee here. About to get the start. Oh, early start. Not called. Okay, we've gone to a start here. AW Duff has gotten hand position, but he's on a running foul. Way on his side of the table. He is in a top roll position with complete domination. He's going to roll comfortably through for the pin, but was it a running foul or not? No? Okay, they didn't call that as a running foul. So it is a 3-0 victory for AW Daff. Well done. So it looks like the matches here are first to 3 and not first to 4. It's probably a good thing, the fact that we've got 16 of them scheduled for the night. Sounds great again. Oh, that's great. I must have jostled the cable somehow when I picked up the headphones. But as long as we're back and up and running, but AW Daff is the victor of the very first match of the night. So well done to him. One down, he says. Got his opponent's name, so I'm not sure you remember who he was going against. Okay, Paul Waters was his opponent's name. So Daff Lewis, first match off the card. It was right on match. He's up 3-0 and he's won that, and then we'll move on to the next match. All right, just adjusting my screens here so I can see both the chat and the match at the same time, so I'm not clicking between tabs. All right, we haven't introduced the next match yet, but it will be. Well, we've got 16 matches for Arm Gods and 15 for East versus West, so there's 31 matches. First one is down, 30 to go. I hope they all take place though. I mean, the worst thing is when you get like a last minute replacement or last minute injury. Next match, they're just announcing it. Getting the intro. An 18-inch bicep, 15-inch forearm. Scott Barrett. All right, let's look at the matchup card. Scott Barrett. He's not on that one. Let's see if he's on this one. Here he is. He must be going against Ruben Hughes. No, that's not that one. Bring it up so you can see what I'm looking at. Here we go. It's this match on the bottom right there. Ruben Hughes, Scott Barrett, right arm match. I'm not familiar with either of these guys, but sometimes that's the best because you don't have preconceived notions as to how this match will play out. You might find a new favorite. All right. Anybody watching the stream? Let me know if you are. It'd be great to know who is watching and who isn't, or who's planning to watch the East versus West stream later. So Ruben Hughes is the opponent. 14-inch forearm. So we've got a 15-inch forearm and a 14-inch forearm. All right. So both guys just chalking up at the moment. We're getting a handshake. Always lovely to see. Give me a right arm match. All right, best of 5. So first 3. Whoever the commentator was who just said free. First to 3. It is not first to 3. It is first to 3. I know you guys didn't hear him say that, but it like irked me. It's like a stab in the brain. All right, both guys looking to line up here, and they couldn't agree on a grip. They're going to the referee's grip. Scott Barrett, Ruben Hughes, about to take place outside of straps at the moment. Okay. Whoa, about to get the start. Both guys went instantly as soon as the instruction was close your thumbs, close your hands, and they've both gone to go straight away. No, wait till I say go. So getting lined up again now. So Scott Barrett looks like he's going to be going inside. Ruben looks like he wants an outside position, but it is outside of straps. They're probably going to end up slipping. Close your thumbs, close your fingers, and go. Oh, they've done a very strange movement, both of them there. They've sort of both gone down, directly downwards, and ended up in the middle of the table and both pulled back, down and back. You can see the confusion on the referee's face as to, I don't know what to call. So, strap. Both guys are like, yes, let's do the strap. They're both, yeah, it wasn't that. It was like down. It was weird. They both hit the table, in the middle of the table, and then slid apart. And you can see the referee like, I have never seen that happen before. I was like, strap. So yes, anyway, they are applying the strap at the moment. Paul Maiden. When Paul Maiden says the word there as there, yeah, that's one of our club member Grant Moore's favorite impressions is to do a Paul Maiden, and he's like, so you see there, if you go over there and towards that guy there. There's that wonderful accent belonging to Paul Maiden. All right, strap has been applied. Ruben Hughes, Scott Barrett. All right, close your thumbs, close your fingers. Both have started early again, and now we've got the go. It's stuck in the middle. Scott Barrett has dropped down to like a king's move top roll on his side. It's not worked though. He's now been pulled back to the center. Both guys sitting in the center. The pad is not locked down properly. It is popping up into the air. They're both locked in the center. He's dropped into that weird king's move thing again. He's like dropping down like this, but in an offensive position. It's very strange. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's like, when you hit like this, his body is doing that, but his arm is like rotating vertically over the top. It's very strange, and it's causing the pad to flip up underneath his elbow, which is a little strange. I thought that they probably would have bolted that underneath to avoid that happening, but yeah, it's a very unique technique there. They're starting again, but they're starting. Oh no, okay, they're going to put the strap back together at the moment. So yes, armgods.com is where you will find the action. You can see it there. It's $5 a month. Once you sign up, you've got access to absolutely everything on their website. There's all the previous pay-per-view events. The pay-per-view event that's currently live, you can see it on there, armgods.com. That is what I am looking at. I'd love if you guys were watching as well, because you can tell me what you think of this insane top roll position that we're seeing Scott Barrett getting himself into. I'd love to. Maybe I'll try to get a screenshot of it, but I can't show you any of the content because it's their content. But let me say this technique is not something that I've seen previously. All right, the strap has been applied. James Gunn? No. Close your thumbs, close your hands. Let's go. Open arm top roll from Scott. He's stopped him, but he's in a defensive top roll now. Both guys are sort of stuck in the center. The hand position from Scott looks good. He hasn't lost his pronation, but he's really far away from his shoulder. He's sort of leaning back. Looks very relaxed on his face, but they're both sort of stuck in the center position. Scott Barrett has given it up after probably a 15-second extended pronation hold. Wasn't quite in a King's move position. Didn't drop down and have a vertical forearm or anything like that, but he was very much relying on his supination and his wrist to keep him in that match. And he looked very relaxed and very comfortable. I was surprised to see him lay it down right at the end there, but maybe he felt like, okay, I've reached the limit of my pronation here, and I'm just going to burn myself out if I don't lay my arm to the floor. But it looked like he may have the stronger hand and wrist, but he was out of position there. And as soon as his body was so far away from his shoulder, he sort of just stayed in that position. And we saw Ruben Hughes in a classic top roll using his body weight and his frame pressing against Scott Norton's arm, who was really only relying on that pronation. And yeah, Scott, it looked like, well, okay, he's in this extended position with his hand and wrist, but it was like the look on his face was so relaxed and so calm. It was like, well, maybe he's fine. Like he might be just, oh yeah, I'm fine here. And he held it there for like 10, 15 seconds. And it didn't really move any closer to the pin pad. So, but eventually he just sort of let it go down, which surprised me. I would have liked to have seen him bring his shoulder forwards to, I don't know, maybe he felt something and decided to try to gas out Ruben's pronation rather than trying to come back and get the pin in that. Both guys are back at the table now, and they're outside of straps. Straightening of the shoulders. Looks like a very loose grip from both guys. They're more than likely going to slip here. They should just ask to start in the strap if they're going to do this. You're ready to go. And guess what happened? I'll give you one guess as to what happened. They have slipped apart. Incredible. Who would have seen it coming? Yeah, so they have gone to the strap. So the strap will be being applied. We've got an hour and 25 minutes until East versus West starts. So we'll be sticking with Arm Gods exclusively up until then. And then I'm just going to be bouncing back and forth depending on which match takes my interest. And yeah, it'd be funny if neither of them. It'd be funny if like neither match. I'm like, I don't want to watch either of them. I'm going to watch something else. But what we got going on for the Arm Gods here? Those guys got so many windows open. All right, the strap is being tightened as we speak. Anyone who's watching, can you tell me the name of the referee? Because I am very annoyed that I've met this man and I cannot replace it. It's James something. He's not James Wall. They would save so much more airtime by starting in straps in these kind of matches. Oh, Garen, absolutely agree with you, Tall Paul. That's why you saw our events starting in strap, not the pay-per-view, but all of our tournament stuff. All right, we're about to get the start here. They're in strap. They're getting straightened out. They've got to start. They're in the center position again. They're both extended out to this strange pronation position, both sitting in that spot. Scott's sitting in sort of a king's move, but it's in the center of the table, so neither of them have majority advantage. Ruben is really committing himself here. Now he is giving it absolutely everything, trying to get this pin, and he's unable to get through. Scott sitting in a completely classic Kings move. He's brought it back to the center. They're both in the center again now. Scott's lost his wrist. Ruben's transitioning to a press. He gets through with the press and gets the pin. So he's up 2-0. Ruben Hughes in this match against Scott Norton. Great round. A lot of tactics employed there. James Beach, thank you so much. I knew it was something. I was like, what is it, James something? Yes, he is awesome. He is a great guy. James Beach, wonderful. And I've done a podcast with him. That's why it was annoying me so much. It's like I've sat next to this guy for 2 hours when we were and it was James. I'm like, what the hell is his last name? All I could think of was James Wall. And I'm like, I know it's not James Wall. He's on the card. Anyway. It's I don't even know why I'm telling this story. This is a stupid story. I'm debating with myself whether I should even bother with this story because it's dumb. But I'm going to go through with it because I think it's slightly funny. But I was trying to remember the name of the leader of the evil Transformers, the Decepticons. I was trying to remember the guy who runs it, the one who transforms into a gun. And all I could think of, and it kept coming up in my mind, was Magnus. And I'm like, it's not Magnus. It's something close to Magnus, but it's not Magnus. And for like, I don't know, an hour, I was like, what the hell is his name? It's Optimus Prime, and my brain would say Magnus. I mean, it's like, it's not bloody Magnus. Stop saying Magnus. It's not Magnus. But because I kept going to Magnus, I couldn't work my way around to Megatron. So, yeah, what a story. It is Megatron. Thank you, Dakota. It's great to have you help me now. I needed help back then, whether Magnus was his name. All right. So we're about to get the third round started. If it's 2-0, it must be the third round. And we've got a slip. Incredible. Love a slip. Love me a good slip. The 10 greatest slips of all time is a video I'm dabbling with the idea of doing just because I know how stupid it is. It's one of those things that makes me laugh, and I don't know if anyone else would. It's I tend to do a lot of that. It's like as long as I laugh at this, then that's all I care about, and I'll laugh at my own jokes more than anyone. Oh, Dakota's joined halfway through the story. My bad. No, that was perfect. It was perfect. It was a legendary story. You really missed. You're gonna have to go back and watch the start of that incredible story of how I couldn't remember somebody's name. But yeah, I'm working today, guys. I've just on for a break. Oh, great to see you here, Dakota. There's a lot of arm wrestling on, my friend. Yeah, you doing the night shift? Oh no, it's daytime in America. Spermy says, Matt, wait till you are my age. Words just disappear from your vocabulary. Well, I don't know how old are you, Spermy? How old do you think I am? I might be older than you think. All right, we're about to get this one underway. The strap has been applied. A bit of jostling in position. James Beach, the referee, is telling both guys off a little bit because they are constantly re-gripping each other. And he squared the shoulders. He's brought their wrists square. A little bit of arguments here from Scott Norton, but he's not happy with something. I'm not sure what it is. James telling him, no, I'm the referee. I will tell you how it is. He's lined them up fairly. All right, the hands are still open at this point in time. All right, we're close to a start here. Close your thumbs. Close your hands. What do we have? He's not happy with one of the competitors. He's not happy with Ruben. Ruben closed over the knuckle. How hard? He's going to wrap. Okay, James has changed the wrap style of refereeing, which is clever when you're having this much difficulty getting people to just listen to you. Close your fingers. He's gone over again. Settle down now, says James Beach. Settle down. He's explaining very much as to why he cannot set these guys effectively, and that is because they're both trying to carve in. As he says, close your hands, they're both doing this. And James is all over it. He's holding him by the wrists. He can feel it. Right? Close his fingers. We've got to start. Scott Norton's gone in for a press, but now he's dropped into like a king's press. He's lost his wrist. He's been pinned. Ruben has come through the king's press and has managed to get the win. So 3-0 for Ruben Hughes there over Scott Norton. I mean, a king's press. It was weird. He's been doing this sort of top roll. He goes high with his arm and then drops his body. So it's like looped over. As he's done that this time, his wrist has collapsed and he's still sort of pushed forwards. So it was sort of like this, and his body's way down there somewhere. And of course, as soon as he's lost his wrist, there was no pressure behind it. He's been brought back to the center. His body's come up a little bit and he's gone straight through, driven to the pin pad. But some interesting techniques there from Scott Norton, some stuff I've never seen before. It does seem to be, you guys might attribute this, but there is a lot more of this open arm stuff that I'm seeing from a lot of people. And it's like, I like the fact that people are trying different things and these different techniques are out there. But it's almost like it must be incredibly difficult to do it highly effectively, because people who have done it, I think I can see their game plan. Maybe I'm going to tire this guy out and I'm going to sit in this spot and they're going to keep hitting. You know, even if it's 10, 15 hits and they manage to pin me, but that's 10 or 15 efforts they had to put through. But I'm seeing it more and more, and we definitely saw a lot of it in that, especially offensively. I've never seen that before. It's like a top roll and then he's dived down underneath it. Very strange, but unfortunately not able to get the win. Stream's struggling a little bit at the moment, but okay, come back. The introductions: 15.4 bicep, 13-inch forearm. Nick Dodd. The nickname that Paul has bestowed upon him is Midget Missile. Midget Missile Nick Dodd. And yes, commentator pointing out maybe Nick may not love that nickname. But that's part of the fun for the UK guys. They'll only, if they're insulting you, it means that they like you. And if they're really polite, they don't like you. That's absolutely true. You hear two English guys, well, two guys from the UK, maybe Scottish even, greet each other. It's a 10-minute insult fest. So Ryan, wow, not a good nickname for Ryan either. Ryan Barber. Ryan Barber is his name, and his nickname is Barbar. Ryan Barber, his nickname is Barbar. So we've got the Midget Missile versus Barbar. I've got to stick with Hollywood. I'm happy with that. But you know what I mean when you're trying to pick a nickname, right? Like, say you've got to give yourself a nickname. I say, okay, Spermies. Well, I know you've got Spermies, whatever, but let's say your real name, you've got to give you a nickname. And you're looking through the list and you're like, nickname. You don't want to sound like such a tool and give yourself, you know, the perfect weapon, or you know, the loaded gun, or the shadow, or the assassin, or the axe murderer, you know, murder face, or whatever. It's just, you sound like such a tool. It's that's why I went with Hollywood. I'm happy with that one. I'm gonna stick with it. All right, we're getting lined up here. Nick Dodd. It's a left arm match. Midget Missile and Ryan Barber outside of straps here. Nick Dodd the midget missile, is very much leaning to his defensive side. So maybe he's anticipating a slip, and he's put all of his weight in defense. Oh, and he's lost his hand and wrist. They've started outside of straps. They're not slipping. They've turned it into a hook. It's gone into the middle of the table. Wow, Nick Dodd has given it every single thing in that hit. He's rolled all the way through. He's got the pin. Unfortunately, James Beach has said that as you pinned, your elbow drops straight off the back of the pad. We're getting a replay here. A nice, fast replay. Fantastic. Oh, yeah, he did. His elbow popped up about that high as he rolled Ryan Barber over. So we're getting a restart here, or will be one foul on the midget missile. But surprised that they started outside of straps and didn't slip. So maybe that's what surprised Nick as well. He was really turned on his bicep instantly. And I thought, oh no, he's going to get pinned here. But he managed to hold on. And not only hold on, but he held in that position for maybe 3 seconds and then turned it right over with massive supination into a hook position. They've started again. They've gone into a hook position. They're in the center, and Nick Dodd has driven through with power, and he's got the pin. He's up 1-0 over Ryan Barber. Nick Dodd 1-0 over Ryan Barber in the Arm Gods third match. Okay, remember how many matches we've seen so far. Very strong hook there from Nick Dodd. Great use of the replays here from Arm Gods. It was pretty much instantly, as soon as the round was over, it was maybe 3 seconds, and then they started replaying it. Absolutely love that. Great work. Right at the moment, their camera is pointed at a lady who's carrying a beer. So maybe a little bit of good mixed with the bad. But now they've changed camera angles, and that same lady has appeared on that camera as well, still carrying the beer. Now she's out of frame. I don't know where she's gone. Anyway, they changed the camera angle, I could tell you. All right, they're getting lined up again here. We've got Nick Dodd, the midget missile, and I don't know if he likes that name. Anyway, and Ryan Barber, outside of straps. James Beach, the referee. Both guys have had their shoulders squared. They look very fair to me. Nick is still applying that leaning to his left side of the table in a very defensive position to start things off. But maybe he's expecting a very fast start from Ryan. Wow, we saw that there. We've seen Ryan flash through with a top roll and get a pin. Even though Nick did slip out right at the end, there's still been called a pin for Ryan Barber. So off of the go, lightning fast. Maybe that's why Nick has employed this leaning defensive positioning with his body. But he got turned instantly. It's like, I don't know if I love this positioning that Nick is putting himself in. He's here, and then he's like this. So he's framed right up against himself in a defensive position. That actually wasn't a pin. They've called that a foul. They've gotten a restart. So it is still 1-0 for Nick Dodd. And they've actually restarted that round. I thought it was a pin. Called as a pin, but on reflection, they have given it a foul and a restart. We're about to get hands closed. Nick still in that defensive position. He must be worried about that start. I don't know if this is his style, but he's a slow starter. Oh, wow. Both guys have started. They've both kept their hands connected together and have both driven directly downwards. Like this in the middle of the table. Referee James Beach looking at that going, let's go to the strap. I wouldn't know what to call that either. That's the second time tonight we've seen both guys go downwards to try to get a slip. Very strange. Well, they're not going to the strap. He's just going to restart it. Maybe it was too confusing for James Beach even there. All right, we've got the start. We've had a very, very fast start from Ryan Barber. He's rolled through in a flash top roll again, the same as he did earlier. Nick Dodd not happy with the start. I think he's trying to say that Ryan is starting early, but James Beach disagreeing and saying, no, that was a fair start. He's called the pin for Ryan. Dan Earthquake has appeared on the screen and he is talking to both competitors. Nick not happy with something. I'm just listening to what the referee is saying here. I think because of the way that that pin happened, it was so straight, as in Ryan Barber has gone basically directly backwards, and Nick Dodd's hand has extended, and I think Nick is saying his hand disappeared, like the grip slipped apart before he went beneath the height of the pin line. But despite the review, I think it's still been called against Nick Dodd there. So it is 1-1. Nick's struggling with Ryan's speed here. Ryan is explosively quick off that start. He is timing that start very well, and it looks like Nick's game plan is to catch defensively. He must be very worried about the speed from Ryan here because all of his frame is going in defensive catch positioning, and every round he's been turned instantly palm up. And so his defensive position is, and they've got to start here again. They've gone through the middle. What? Okay, this is a confusing call. I need to see the replay here. They've started outside of strap. Both guys have kept hold of their hands. They didn't slip. They're just replaying it here. They've gone and they've both pinned each other in the center of the table again. Ryan's hand was on top of Nick, and he's been given the win. So Nick being very confused there, and this is not typical of a match. This is a very unique match here. Seeing these guys going straight down in every round, wow, that was crazy. But yeah, Nick Dodd's hand being underneath, they've both hit the center of the table, and so the win being given to Ryan Barber. Both guys are talking some trash to each other. And they've agreed to go to the strap instead here. Very interesting match, guys. I hope if you're watching this, you're enjoying this as much as I am. If you're not, I'm hopefully painting a good enough illustration or picture visually of what's actually happening here. They are getting strapped together at the moment. But yeah, this is strange. Both guys, when they're in together in that start position, they're going down like this. It's not back, normal, like, or, sideways or whatever. It's down. They're both going straight down. And because of the hand positioning of Ryan, he was slightly on top. They've hit the table together, both still gripping each other. And Ryan's hand, just being in a higher position, was able to get, well, he was given the pin there. So 2-1 up for, was it 2-0? No, it is 2-1. Yeah, it's 2-1. The commentators are confusing me. They're like, it's 2-0. And then the other commentator goes, no, it's 2-1. I'm like, yeah, okay, there we go. Thank you. 2-1. So they have been strapped together. And we're about to get a start. We've got the shoulders have been lined up. They're straightening the wrist. James Beach is straightening the wrist. I'm not sure. I can't see the down ref, but hopefully he's got a good down ref as well. Close your hands. And both competitors not closing their hands, both arguing, trying to get a start. James Beach having to wrestle with both these guys here. All right, we're getting a start now. Wow, we've got a fast start again from Brian. He's on a running foul, though, and he has been brought back to the center with a hook from Nick Dodd. He's been brought back to the center and a hook by Nick Dodd, who has then rolled through for a pin. Nick Dodd evens it up at 2-2. Ryan getting a running foul off his fast hit, elbow popping up. Match continued. Nick Dodd has brought it back to the center in a hook position. He's rolled through twice. The first one was caught and brought back to the center. The second one managed to roll all the way through. It's a 2-all in this first to 3 match. This was a highly entertaining match here, guys. If you head over to armgods.com, $5, you can click in, you can join and watch what I'm seeing here. Armgods Wales, second event that they've held there. We've got Ryan Barber and Nick Dodd in a very interesting match, and they're up to the silver bullet here. It's 2-all, and we're going to see this first to 3. So this round will be the determining factor. I wonder if they're going to start in the strap again. But yeah, Ryan getting a very, very fast start. Every single round, he is taking hand control, and he is turning Nick Dodd's hand, bicep, palm up. So instantly, he's getting palm up control. And Nick Dodd having to catch and then work his way back. He doesn't work his way back with pronation. He's working his way back with like a cup drag into a supination. And as soon as he gets back to the middle of the table, he's able to roll through. Both guys getting set up here. Hands are being closed. All or nothing here. We've got a running foul on Nick Dodd. Both guys in the center of the table. I think we're going to get a slip. They're right into each other's fingers. Yep, we've got a slip. We're going to go to the strap in the final round for Nick Dodd and Ryan Barber. It's a strap match, and it's 2-all, first to 3, and Nick Dodd on 1 foul. I'm not sure how many fouls they have for Armgods. I believe it's 2, so he is going to be at a disadvantage here. He knows he can't foul at all. And he's going to have to be very careful with his elbow position as he goes for this win in this final round in the strap. 1 running foul. 1 foul. It's not a runner at the moment. It was a runner during the round, but after the reset here, they have put him on 1 foul. The Armgods Wales, the room that they're in is packed. I believe it was a sellout event. People going crazy. Looks fantastic on stream. The stream is high quality. It's playing really well. We can see everything very clearly. You can hear the competitors. There's a microphone on the table, which is always helpful. As I said before, you have to be careful which athletes you put that microphone on for. There's certain people you may not want to be hearing them. Well, you may want to hear them, but some people that shouldn't be heard because they're saying things that you don't want the audience to hear. All right, here we go. We got the strap applied. Final round. It's 2-all. Ryan Barber, Nick Dodd. About to get the start. Closing the hands. Start, same as last time. They've gone into the middle. They're in a hook. They're both locked in a hook. Nick Dodd has rolled through. Pretty much a replay of the other rounds. Nick Dodd has gotten the victory 3-2 over Ryan Barber. Ryan getting the fast start. Nick bringing it back to the center. Ryan transitioning to a press. Nick was able to hold that position, and they've gone hook on hook. And Nick Dodd has brought him to the pin pad. Fantastic victory for Nick Dodd there. Well done. 3-2. Fantastic match. $5, guys. Armgods.com. Talking to Nick Dodd here. A well-deserved victory. One hour for East versus West. Oh, we lose the stream then? No, back. All right, we've got 1 hour exactly for East versus West 13 countdown. Right now we are watching armgods.com for their Armgods Wales 2 event. We just saw Nick Dodd get a very, very interesting match. Able to catch that start off of that really fast no, he was turned palm up a lot of the time, and he was able to bring it back to the center and then roll through in a hook style pin. Well done to him. All right, they are about to introduce the next match. Paul Baden is introducing the next match. We'll find out who it is in a second. 16 matches on the card. I've actually forgotten already how many we've seen. I think it's 3. Good news, the food is open. Important. You can know that. All right. Yes, it is. There has been 3 matches. Fantastic. All right. Devin pulling the van live right now. Oh, okay, great. Anyway, up YouTube, try to find that. The Aussie Arm Wrestler is live as well. That's great. I guess I'm just trying to find that live that we're talking about. We've got East versus West 13 pre-show. Fantastic. I guess that's where everyone's going to be. Not sure if you can stream this or not. Does this count as a reaction video? Happening on the Marek channel. Oh, they're doing a right arm as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
David's channel, there you go.
You're the king. You're the king.
Yeah, it's on here right now. Looks like
Yeah. First you break my bicep, then you break my back.
so much armor.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, let's go. Let's go
All
first.
right, looks like Devin's finished up with that. Bit of fun, but he was getting pinned from what I could see. But that's not unusual for the number 1 arm wrestler in the world, Ivan Saginashvili. And a lot of people have Devin sitting at number 2. It's great to see that there's multiple streams going on. I know that the Arm Wrestler was on as well. And yeah, one of those things. The good thing is you can still support all of us. You can just load up the stream and then just mute one of us, whichever one you don't want to hear from. And yeah, you can still. There's a thing with YouTube with watch hours or watch time, and it really does help in terms of getting monetized and all of those things. If you're able to load up my stream, and if you don't want to watch my stream, you can just load it and mute it in the background. That'll still help my channel a lot. And same with the Aussie Arm Wrestler. If you wanted to help him out, or if there's anybody out there that's streaming and you're not sure if you want to listen to them, but you want to support them, the easiest way to go about it is just load their channel up, mute the and let it run in the background. And let's get back to the Arm Gods event, which is happening at the moment. All right, the match is taking place here, and I'm not sure who guys. There's a lot of guys on this card that I'm not familiar with. I'm gonna have to try to catch the name from the commentator. It's a right arm match. Once I know, yeah, you got tough competition right now. That's fine. That's fine. It's I would be sitting here watching this without you guys if I wasn't streaming. So I'd rather be sitting here with you. And if there's 3 people here, or if there's 1 person here, it's still better than no people and me watching it by myself. I'm sure everyone's probably talking about East versus West, but at the moment we've got another fantastic promotion, Arm Gods putting on events. And they've got a live event taking place right now. Just gonna try to figure out who the competitors are so I can call the match properly. Sorry guys, I've just got to try and figure out all those things when you get cards where you're not familiar with everybody on the card. Just kind of through the haircut. It's like, what does his haircut look like? Had a pin, it's a top roll pin, but we've got to find out who it was. Say his name, commentator, please. Nick. Nick who? Yes, he's being coached by James Wall. That's great. That doesn't help. Who is it? I was just saying Nick. I've got to figure out. There's a Nick on here. There's Nick Dodd, who we just saw. Must be another Nick on this card. This is the investigation part of finding out who you're watching. Oh, there's no other Nick. Come on, seriously. That's not fair. Billy? God. Oh, here it is. Billy Davies and Dane Colvin. Thank you. Billy Davies. Billy Davies just got a pin with a very nice looking top roll. They're not doing live commentary though, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we'll wait and see. I don't see why they wouldn't, but I know I spoke to Ryan Bowen just a second ago, as sneakily, as you guys may or may not have seen me lean towards the keyboard, but Ryan will be streaming on his channel as well. It's fantastic. You can tune into Ryan Blue. Oh, actually, not going by Blue anymore, is he? But Ryan Bowen on Ryan Bowen's channel. He is one of the other owners of AWE, the promotion that we own together with Dave Stockbridge. All right, we've got another start here between these two guys. And just seeing a replay here, so I'll just let you know what I'm watching. The replay is not showing the result yet. Just getting them set up. Looks like the two guys that are going to be top rolling each other. We have got that exact thing. And Billy Davies gets another very powerful top roll pin. So he's either up 2-0. He must be up 2-0 if it's first to three. He's looking incredibly dominant in that top roll position over Dane Colvin. Yeah. So if we've got Ryan Bowen, Aussie arm wrestler, Hollywood Matt Connolly, all doing lives. The good thing is, as I said before, you can, if you want to support any or all of us, you can just load the channel and just mute it. And even if you're doing that and you want to listen to the live commentary that is at the event, you can still do that as well. It sort of reminds me of, and you guys probably won't be familiar with cricket at all. The cricket is a very big part of Australia's culture. One of those sports that the appeal in a lot of aspects is that it does take so long and it is very slow, but it's sort of, that helps you in a way to watch and enjoy it because you're getting a few hours, you can go without watching it, and then you come back and oh, what's happened? Oh, that happened. I missed that. Oh, damn it. Hopefully they replay it. And over 5 days, you get all these constant little updates and that sort of thing. But a lot of people would mute the TV commentary and they would listen to the radio commentary because they liked the guys on the radio better. So it just reminds me a little bit of that. So not sure who they got those commentators for the event, but it's for Arm Gods. It sounds like we've got Dean Bolt on there, but I do believe they have changed commentators a couple of times. Dean Bolt will be competing later on as well. All right, Billy Davies. Let's see if he can make it a clean sweep here with top rolls. So getting the hands closed, then into a hook, and he pinned him with a hook as well. Way too strong. Billy Davies just dominant. Gone straight into a hook in the center of the table. Billy Davies has given him a stare and gone, is that all you've got? And he rolls straight through to the pad for a pin. Yeah, well done. 3-0 victory for Billy Davies. Well done. You got the best show here. Oh, thank you, sir. Is it Ya or is it Jar? Yarkoven or Jarkoven? I didn't get an answer from that earlier. Ya or Jar? Like Ja Rule, but it's Jarkoven or Ya? All right, so we've had 4 matches so far on Armed Gods. 16 matches on their cards, so 40 to go. We're exclusively with Armed Gods at the moment. And East versus West will start in 48 minutes from now. And then I'm just going to be bouncing back and forth between both of the events. But yeah, it's great to have we've got 2 people in here. I'm guessing one of them is Jarko Vane. Maybe we've got Spermies as well. But great to have both of you in here. And as I said before, to me, always said, Ja. Oh, great. Thank you, sir. Ja Coben. Very nice. Could be Ya, though. Oh, you can't do that now. I just mentally committed to Ja. I was like, okay, made that neuro pathway link. That word is pronounced Ja. And he said, yeah, but it could be the other one. No. It's already locked in. You don't get a redo. All right, we've got the next match being introduced. 19-inch bicep, 16-inch forearm. Somebody Alexander, missed the name. Lewis Alexander, whose nickname is Lightweight, and he's 107 kilos or 235 pounds. I don't know how he's a lightweight, but sure. Oh, Spurby says that. Man is best. I'll think family. Yeah, the Waffler. Coben, the Waffler. Wow. Is that, are you known to talk a lot? That's what I will be doing here this evening. I will be on for probably 7 hours or 8 hours or something. And one of those things that I've got to remember that I don't have to be talking the entire time non-stop. I always feel like as soon as there's dead air, that there's something wrong. It's from it's one of those things that you get ingrained in you, so you must be talking at all times to keep the audience engaged. And just sitting there for 20 seconds saying nothing, you're going to lose everybody. So, but yes, learning to take the breaths and take the time to say things properly and calmly and not have the pressurized feeling of you got to talk. Because the last one I did of these, I think it was like 7 hours, and at 6 hour mark, my voice started to give out. I was like, "Oh, this is starting to be a struggle. I need to take a break." I couldn't take a break at that point because it was like the most important matches. So, but yes, it's I have learned from my mistakes, and I will be ensuring that I am not just feeling pressure to keep talking. The commentary for Gods is hilarious. What have we got here? It's a left arm match again. Right. All right. Both guys have slipped here. We're going to get this snap line. Yeah, so I would always prefer if people would start in the start. I mean, if you get 2 top rollers, they're just going to slip. So just start them in the start. And don't even give them the option. Like, you're both top rollers. You are not going to be holding on to each other. It's impossible. You're both literally doing the exact opposite thing, and you're going to pull apart. It's just every single time. Unless one of you is stupid enough to hold on, which at this level, no one's going to be like an amateur and go, oh, let me just hold on to my arm as it gets pinned. It's like, no, you're gonna just get out of there. I've forgotten who these guys are. Oh, it's Lewis Alexander and Drew Holloway. Drew Holloway and Lewis Alexander. Bolt is doing some hilarious commentary. Yeah, indecisive Coben. All right. All right, we're about to get the start here. Drew Holloway and Lewis Alexander. They just do not care with their commentary. It's absolutely hilarious. They're getting a lot of curse words said, which I don't care about, but it's funny to hear it. All right, we're about to get the start. Drew Holloway and Lewis Alexander. Drew is looking like he is going to top roll, and Lewis is in the same style of stance. Looks like both guys are going to top roll, which is a good thing if they're strapped together. We've already seen a slip. They're both fighting for height. We've got the start, and Lewis Alexander has hit through with a very powerful top roll. He's got commanding position. He's rolled through and got the pin. Timed the start to perfection. Won the center. He's got the first 2 inches. He kicked Drew's wrist back as he rolls through to the pad. Very dominant victory for Lewis Alexander. Up 1-0 in his first to 3. There's another left arm match. I said before, there was a lot of left arm matches on this card. Oh, sound seems to be down a bit. Not sure why. Ugh. Maybe I bumped that cord again. All right. How's that? Is that any better? It looks really low, doesn't it? I know it's better. Now we're there. I'm getting my levels through, and they're saying they're just below peak. Might possibly too far away. It's pretty bloody close to my face. Be kissing it in a minute. Is that any better? How's that? Is that I've changed USB ports for this, so hopefully that has helped the issue. The sound seems down a bit. I read that initially as you seem a bit down. Well, I'm fine. I'm doing good. Excited for tonight's event. All right. So Drew Holloway and Lewis Alexander are about to get the start. They've both started outside of straps again. I wonder what's going to happen. We might possibly get a slip. Much better. Yes, thank you very much. All right, we're about to get the start here. James Beach says go, and guess what happened? It's one of those amazing things that you barely ever get to see. I know you guys are just waiting. I don't even want to tell you because it was that exciting. It was one of those unbelievable things that you would never see at an arm wrestling event. Yes, they did slip. So they are slipped. They are getting strapped together. So Lewis Alexander up 1-0. The strap is being applied. James Beach, the referee. Looks like we're going to see 2 top rolls again. Lewis looked very dominant in that first round. Looked like he was able to crack the wrist back of Drew as he rolled towards the pad. It's one of those things that really can kind of suck is if your go-to weapon is a top roll and somebody has a better top roll than you, what do you do at that point? Top roll harder? It's incredibly hard. And if you haven't got a backup of knowledge in terms of how to set up a hook or a press, if you feel it, it's like, oh my god, they're better at what I do, and they're just going to beat me unless I change, and I don't know how to change. It can be very horrible feeling. Both guys have a high grip. They're about to start here. They're stuck in the center, and Drew's wrist is cracked back a little bit. He's brought it back to. He's in a defensive bicep up position. He's holding with his frame and his bicep. But it looks like Lewis is just going to be dragging him through to the pin pad. He's got dominant position. He's in the final third. He's transitioned to a press, and he's got the pin. So fantastic transition there from Lewis. He was getting caught about a half inch from the pad by Drew. And Drew very cleverly using his frame and bringing the match back to center, but Lewis able to use his strength to continually bring it back to that first third, get that last inch, and he's transitioned to a press, and he's gone through and got the press a win. So Lewis up 2-0. Lewis Alexander 2-0 up over Drew Holloway. So it looks like they've got a bit of a patriotic rivalry happening here between Wales and England. And apparently Wales is up 3-1 from the first 4 matches that we've seen so far. All right, they're in between rounds at the moment. I'm glad the microphone is working properly. I've changed USB ports, so yeah. Can you imagine doing like? I'm so glad you guys are here to let me know. Because can you imagine doing a whole event like 7-8 hours, and then at the end you go, "Yeah, by the way, mate, yeah, no one could hear you." All right, they're gearing up for the third round. I wonder what could possibly happen outside of straps. What are the odds? Is it 1,000,000 to 1 that what's going to happen that I think is going to happen is going to happen? All right, they're about to start here. I don't even know why they're bothering, really, but okay. James Beach, referee, lining them up. And they've gone in the middle, and they've gotten the slip. What a slip. Greatest slip of the night, maybe. Why? Why don't you just start this time? You're wasting everyone's time. Yeah, Paul Maiden is commentating every now and then, but it's not the involved. The man who commentating is referring to himself as the Vanilla Gorilla. I'm not sure what his real name is, but that is the name he just said. One of the fun things about watching another promotion is learning who's who and all the players behind the scenes and everyone who's involved. Paul Maiden and Marcus Thompson, obviously the front runners for putting Arm Gods events together. And two legendary gentlemen, Paul obviously being a many time British champion. I think it was like 26 or 27-time British champion, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. And Marcus Thompson being a huge supporter of arm wrestling. And you've seen him on, he's almost as prolific an arm wrestling stream watcher as the Drew, which is really saying something. All right, both these guys have been had the strap applied. The match is about to start, but they've had a little bit of trouble. The stream has dropped. Stream dropped, and we've come back and seen the replay here. I'm watching a slow-mo replay. They haven't started. Now they've started. Looks like Lewis has got commanding position with the top roll again. And he's transitioned to the best much earlier this time. He's got the pin. So he's up 3-0. He's won this round. He's won this match. 3-0 victory for Lewis Alexander over Drew Holloway. 3 dominant hop rolls. And in the last 2 rounds, he transitioned to a press. Something I really need to learn how to do. My press is terrible. I don't understand why it's so bad. It's laughably weak. Like, I get somebody in who's never arm wrestled before, who's just, when I'm showing them what to do and everything, it's completely obvious that you can do whatever you want. When I try to sort of demonstrate the press, because I know how it's done, I know how to do it technically, but I'll be like, let me actually just really try here, and and they'll be holding it, and I'm like, so you can see how powerful it can be. Like, how is this not working for me? People are strong in different areas, but doesn't seem to be my strong point. The press. Hooking offensively is not as strong either for me, but defensively, all good with the hook, and obviously the top roll is my game. A longer forearm. I do have a guy in the club who's been for maybe a year now, and he is 6'8", 150 kilos. Oh, what is that in pounds? 220 add 110, so 330 pounds. And Stretch, Joel is the real name, but Stretch is 6'8", and his arm is another third higher than me, and I cannot control him whatsoever. I can barely reach his hand. So yeah, not much you can do against it. It's like you're literally starting like this. So yeah, but good to have people like that to train with, because you go against somebody much taller than you in a tournament, and at least you got the experience and you know sort of what you can do and what you can't. All right, we're about to see the next athlete coming in, and he's from England. He's getting booed. He's coming in holding a massive axe. There's some fireworks behind him. He's threatening people in the crowd as he's walking through with the axe. Now he's laughing. So obviously the threat wasn't a real threat. Massive axe, by the way. He's made his way to the table. We've got to find out who it is, but everybody booing him heavily. Great to see. He's come out with a beer as well. Okay, it's Dan Tutt. His nickname is Kong. I don't know why, but sure. So Dan Tutt is here from the English side, still being booed heavily, and he's about to introduce his opponent, Nathan Davey. He's obviously the hometown hero. 18-inch bicep, 16.25-inch forearm. That's 18. That's I think mine as well. Is like 17 or 18. I remember what mine is. It's either 17 or 18. Let's say it's 18. But yes, 18-inch arm on this man, Nathan Davey. Forearm 16. That's massive for a 16-inch forearm. That is huge. Nathan Davey. Huge roar from the crowd as he makes his entrance with a Wales flag. Everyone cheering. He's walking through the fireworks, draped in the Wales flag as he makes his way to the table. Great to see the crowd being so involved in these sort of events. Nathan Davey and Dan Tutt. The guns, my God, the guns. Ooh, there it is. Just for you, berries. Oh, what is that? You seen that? What is that? What is that? What? We've never seen that before. That's weird. Huh. Huh. What the hell is that? That's very interesting. I've never seen that before. Ooh, what's going on? You guys seen that on a bicep? Oh, cramping in my chest. Oh, that's really weird. I have it on the other side. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. Never noticed that before. Always been distracted by this bit. Oh, shirt is a little too small for me. It is a picture of me doing biceps. All right. I did miss the slip, by the way. They did slip, but I was doing more important things. Nathan Davey. The strap has been applied. All right. Nathan Davey and Dan Tutt. Both guys, match has started. Nathan is in a press position. He's lost his wrist. He's been pinned. Dan Tutt rolled through with a very powerful top roll. Managed to bend the wrist back on Nathan Davey, and he top rolled perfectly. Nathan Davey unable to keep the shoulder in line with the hand. He got pulled out of position, lost the wrist, and it's just all she wrote from that point. Wow, Dan Tart, too strong right there. Not happy, the Welsh crowd, they're all pissed off, throwing stuff, paper or something. Very funny. Very, very passionate crowd involved here for the Arm Gods event. 28 minutes for East versus West before that card kicks off. We're bouncing back and forth. Right now, we've got Dan Tutt and Nathan Davey on Arm Gods, armgods.com for their Wales event 2. All right, they're about to walk up to the table. Nathan Davies' nickname is Nasty. All right, great. They have started in strap. Fantastic. Love that. So Dan Tutt, with a very powerful top roll, is able to get control of the wrist and roll through. Nathan Davies trying that press. Instantly out of position, wasn't able to get the shoulder in line. So lost the position. It was just his arm, and then his wrist was given up as well as he's been pinned. So see if he employs the same strategy going into the second round. So Dan Tutt, very relaxed. He's really enjoying this. I think he's loving the fact that he's being seen as the bad guy here. Very positive Nathan Davey crowd, absolutely. All right, and very high knuckles position from Dan Tutt in the setup, very high. Nathan looks like he's going to jump in for that press again. Shoulders are being straightened, and James Beach making sure that that shoulder is kicked right back to Nathan Davey because he knows where he's going to be going. He's going to be pushing it forward. Wow, and the start has happened at an instant flash pin for Dan Tutt with a top roll. I think Nathan Davies upset. He didn't even resist that. I think he completely missed the go. Normally, you would see the referee put his hands on the competitors, and he didn't do that. He put one hand as he was watching the shoulder of Nathan Davies, and he said, go. He said, go. While he's looking at Nathan Davies' shoulder. And Dan Tutt has just exploded in a top roll and pinned instantly. Nathan Davies very upset. 2-0 up for wow, what a fantastic start there. And two very powerful top roll pins. Nathan Davies at the table looking very angry. He's not happy with how this has happened. Dan Tutt 2-0 up. This may be for a belt. I think their belt matches are first to 4. James Beach explaining his referee decision as to when to start the match. It was a little bit out of the ordinary there. I was not expecting a start from that position either. But I guess you've got to be on point at all times and expect that he could start at any point that he wants to. And that's what he did. He was very, very concerned about Nathan Davies' shoulder, that he was going to be creeping it forwards to try to get that press position. So Nathan Davies having to start with very square shoulders. Maybe his game has always been built around sneaking that shoulder forwards to get into that press position. James Beach being very aware of that as the referee, and he is making sure that Nathan Davies is not getting away with anything shoulder-wise. But yeah, Nathan Davies completely missing the start on that round. He got pinned like his arm was a limp noodle. He had no resistance to it whatsoever. I think he was not ready in the slightest for that round to start. All right, we're about to get the start. They've started in the strap. Dan Tutt with knuckles very high. I think we're going to see the same thing. It's going to be top roll versus press. Nathan Davies leaning forwards. He's been lined up again by James Beach. About to get the start. Got the start. He's gone in for the press. His shoulder is in line this time. Dan Tutt's in a bad position. He's trying to pull through with pronation, but he can't. Nathan Davies getting the pin press, but it's been called a restart because Nathan Davies
he didn't allow any room for Dan Tutt's hand to come through, and his shoulder and Dan Tutt's hand has pressed into Nathan Davies' body, which you can't do that. So they're getting a restart here, but that's exactly what Nathan Davies needs to do. He needs that shoulder to get very far forwards incredibly quickly because he can block Dan Tutt's pathway, which is going to be the top roll. Dan's going to have to pull straight back, I think. There we go. He's done exactly that. He's gotten the pin. 3-0. Now, is it first to 4 or is that it? So the start has happened on this one. Dan has gone straight back with back pressure for about half an inch. He's gotten Nathan Davies' hand out of alignment with his shoulder, and Dan Tutt has rolled through with a very dominant top roll. So that is one of these things. I'm very glad that they called that with the shoulder. So it's one of those things with people that are pressing. They get their body in line, and your hand is in line with their body now. So if your hand is sort of sitting here, you can't get through this way. Their body is literally in the way. And the rule is that if your body touches their hand, that it is a foul. And must allow you a clear path to get past their body. Otherwise, you just sort of lock their hand against you and just hold it there while you fall over. So, Dan Tutt, 3-0. The crowd is very silent. They're not happy. But they are going to interview Nathan Davies as well because always good to interview the hometown hero, even though he before he was 3-0, wasn't able to get the victory. Right. Five matches, I believe. So 3-2, I think it is in terms of the Wales versus England rivalry that they've set up. Armgods.com is where you can find the matches that I am watching. Armgods.com, $5. Sign up. You can see everything. Every single thing. You'll have administrator access. You can delete the website. No. But you'll be able to see all of their content for $5 a month, including the pay-per-view events. Well, I guess it's a pay-per-view. Whatever, you know what I mean. They're big events, which, it's pay-per-view, but it's not paid just to see that. It's paid to become a member of Armed Gods, and the membership gets you everything, including the event that's taking place at the moment. 21 minutes for East versus West. Not sure of the match lineup there in terms of which ones they're going to be kicking things off with, but 15 matches. There are a lot of matches that I'm not that particularly interested in. So we'll definitely be flicking back and forth and finding the most interesting match. All right, match 7. Armed Gods is the next match. They're just introducing the next competitor. The smallest arm, 13-inch bicep and 12-inch forearm. Hassam Al Karim, 13-inch bicep. Okay, he's only 5'6". His nickname is the Gentleman Hassan. All right, so Hassan, I'm surprised at that measurement. He's a slightly built man, but he's wearing like a collared long sleeve shirt. It's interesting to see that attire being worn for an arm wrestling match, but he's got a tie on and everything, and a little cap. Maybe that's why he's the gentleman. The opponent being introduced. Also a 13-inch bicep and a 12-inch forearm. Youngest man on the card, Harley Jackson. Oh, Oni Jackson. Oni Jackson, 5'6" as well. So both shorter men, 13-inch bicep and a 12-inch forearm for both men. Only who's going to be representing Wales. He's come out with the Welsh flag. And the gentleman is very fired up. You can see him hopping from one foot to the other at the table. A handshake here. Is this a left arm match as well? It is. So left arm with Oni and the gentleman, Hasim. All right, outside of straps. Really loose grips here. I think we're going to see a slip. Can we see it? Is it going to happen? One of the greatest slips of the night may be coming. Oni's gripping like this. He ain't holding on. Oh no, they slipped. Incredible. Shocks everyone in the room. They didn't see that coming. Even the commentators like, let's just put the strap on. Just get them strapped together. I think Hassan might have hit himself in the face as they slipped then. And bloody close to it. It's always a highlight. Maybe that would be the 10 greatest slips video. It's just guys slipping and punching themselves. I've seen it happen more than you would expect. In person, like I've refereed a lot of matches, and I think I've seen it happen to competitors that I've refereed 7 times. Like hard hits to the face. Fantastic. One of the guys, Connor Holdback, fantastic arm wrestler from the SA Titans, arm wrestling cop here in Adelaide. He hit himself so hard on the slip. His nose started bleeding. And I swear he was this close to dropping, like he was about to get knocked out. But he managed to pull himself together. We said, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" And he was like, you could see he was seeing stars. He's like, "Yep." And he's holding the table. He's like, "Just give me a minute." Blood coming out his nose. All right, they've been strapped together. Oni versus Hasim, both going high with their grip. Hasim has got the early start. They've turned inside. They're in the hook in the middle, locked in the hook, both of them. Hasim is in a better frame position, only holding strong. They're both still in the middle. Hasim has transitioned into a press position. He's rolled back out into a top roll. They're both stuck in the center. It's gone back into a hook. Hasim is driving forwards with like a high hook position. He's rocking back and forth, but it's gone through. He's got the pin. Hasim, the gentleman, is up 1-0 over Oni. Only holding very strongly on his bicep, but it was just bouncing. He was not going to get out of that position. The momentum drove through, got the pin for the gentleman Hasim there. He is up 1-0. But good match, good round. Transition back and forth for Hasim. He started in I think he lost the center. He brought it back. He drove through with a top roll. It got turned into a hook. Both guys in the middle of the table in a hook position. And Hasim able to bring his shoulder around, be closer to his hand. And that made the difference there. He was able to start driving through. Oni Jackson was on his bicep defensively. He was bringing it back to the center every time, but he couldn't go offensively. He was too far away from his hand to turn it into an offensive position. All right, we're getting a start outside of straps again. Both guys with that really pinch grip. Don't even bother, guys. Just start in the strap. Those Beach is not even bothering to set him up properly here. He knows what's going to happen. He's just like, just close your bloody hands and flip. All right, we're about to get the start. Man in a hat has walked in front of the camera. He's out of frame now, thankfully. All right, they're still arguing about this. Why even bother? Just tell them you're going to start in the strap. Getting the center. There we go. Oh, there's the slip. Wow, yay. Crowd goes wild. Paul Maiden just said if they slip again, he's going to go over there and cut their hands off. Fantastic. Don't let him start outside of the strap. Just say, too bad, Wid. You're on my show. You're starting in the strap, or get off. Don't waste everyone's time doing this crap. Like, if you know you're going to slip, just say to your opponent, look, I'm going to slip. I'm, it, it, let's just start in the strap, because otherwise it's just going to end up there anyway. It's that bloody hard to stop somebody from slipping. Unless you manage to catch one of their fingers as they're whipping it away, it's like, good luck. If someone wants to slip and they're good at it, they will slip. And you might as well just start in the strap. And you say, look, mate, do the strap, or we're going to waste everyone's time and we're going to slip. And you're not going to be able to put any work in my arm with the slip, because I'm just getting out of there. I'm going to grip you like real loose. And they're going to say go, and I'm just going to open my hand and pull it back. All right, the strap has been applied. So Oni Jackson and the gentleman, I see him, we're about to get the start here. Oni's looking like he's going to top roll. It seems in a sort of a neutral position. Maybe a low hand top roll. Okay. Hasim, they've started. It's been turned into a hook again in the center. Shoulder positioning is much better from the gentleman. He's able to bounce. He's starting to bounce on Oni's arm here. Same as the last round. He's not able to get through at this point. He's driving forwards, back and forth, back and forth. Oni's arm is holding strong with his bicep, but his position is just not as strong in his frame. Hasim is in a dominant position. He's taking deep breaths. He's not hitting at this point. Oni is trying to hit. He's not moving. His body is moving and his hands getting stuck in the same position. Hasim has tired out Oni's pressure and he's gone through for the pin. And Hasim is up 2-0 over Oni. A good round. Hasim being clever there and changing from pure offense to holding an offensive position and allowing his opponent to gas himself out, rather than using absolutely everything he had trying to get a pin, when it was very obvious that Oni's bicep is a real strength, a real weapon for him. And Hasim knew he wasn't going to get through with those bouncing presses. There was probably 5 or 6 really aggressive attempts to pin before he realized, look, I'm not going to get through here and I'm going to gas myself out if I keep trying. So he's just secured position. He's brought his shoulder even further around and he's stopped every attack that Oni threw at him and kept his wrist position. Deep breaths, absorbed the attacks from Oni, and then he's given it one more big drive, and that's the one that got him through. So a very good round. They're about to start the third round here already. It looks like there wasn't much of a break there. It seemed that like that break went really fast. So maybe I was talking more than I usually do between rounds, but they're back at the table already, and they're starting outside of straps. We'll see what happens, whether or not Paul Maiden does make true on his promise, but they're about to get the start here. James Beats about to get them underway. Knuckles high on both guys. They've gone for the flip. Oni's caught Hasim's thumb. Hasim has re-gripped over the top of Oni. They've slipped. But, yeah, Hasim trying very hard to just scoot away, but his thumb got caught by Oni. He's re-gripped over the top of Oni's hand, and Oni's gone, oh, that was bad. And he then decided to slip as well. So here we go. We're going into the third round. It's been a great battle so far between these two guys. Gentlemen, Hasim versus Oni Jackson. Apparently it is tied up. They've had 6 matches so far, 3 for Wales and 3 for England at this point in time. It is 3-all. So it's 2-0 for Hasim. He is up 2-0 over the Welshman. But he did use a lot of energy in that last round. And it does seem that Oni's bicep is a really powerful weapon here for him in defense. So he may have gassed him out enough that he could get into he hasn't really hit any offensive sides of his table at all for the match so far, but he has been holding very, very well We're about to get the start here. High knuckles from both guys again. They're both leaning in a defensive position. Center is way on Oni's side, but we're going to get a start regardless. Wow, Hasim has driven through into a hook position again. It's been caught about 2 inches from the pad. Oni is all on his bicep again. He's got a really deep cup, which is fantastic for defense. Hasim has dropped into a press position again. Oni's giving it everything, trying to scoot back to the middle of the table. He's not quitting. He's not giving up. Hasim is bouncing on his arm. Oni's trying to press from the complete other side of the table. Thinks it was a pin. He's arguing the referee mid-match. They're still pulling each other. Hasim dropping down into a top roll. It's gone back to a hook. Oni has changed to a press again, and he's gotten the pin. Wow. What an amazing round. No fouls. What an incredible round. That was one of the best rounds I've seen. So many different techniques being employed there, and what heart from Oni Jackson to bring that back and get the victory. He was 2 inches from the pad, holding strong with his bicep, and then he's transitioned from that point. So he's like this, he's holding defensively, being bounced on his bicep. He's put his shoulder completely, almost laying on the table, and he didn't come back up like this with his frame. He's literally gone from here and gone straight sideways across the length of the table horizontally in a press, which he thought was going to result in a pin. It didn't quite get there. He starts arguing with the referee. Hasim has transitioned into a high posting top roll, come over the top with his grip. They've fought again in the center. Again, it's gone back into the hook position, gone to the hook position, and Oni has come round with his shoulder again and gotten the press victory. So fantastic effort from both men there. What a round. They're about to start again outside of straps. High grip again from Oni. They've slipped. They're fighting fingers versus fingers. Yep, we've got the flip. They both immediately dropped into each other's fingers there. And they have separated. So the strap will be applied by James Beach, the referee. Great to have everyone in here who is still in here, and not sure if you're watching the matches with me or not, but we'll be bouncing back and forth between Armed Gods and East versus West when it kicks off, which will be in 6 minutes. And we'll see if you guys will be. Is anyone here watching either of the events? Are you just listening to me, or you got me muted? If you got me muted, let me know, because you won't be able to hear me ask if you got me muted. All right, it's 2-1. We're about to get a start on this incredible match. 2-1 here. Hasim, the gentleman, and Oni, they're in the strap. They've started. Hasim has a dominant position. He's brought it right round. It's in a hook position in the center of the table. Hasim trying to press from that position, only using his bicep and holding strong. He's got his shoulder round again. He's going to try and offensively attack. He's being bounced on. Both men settling in the center, taking deep breaths, deep breaths. Hasim trying to press through. Oh, he gets the press. He gets the victory. Wow. Only just a little bit too far from his shoulder. And I think he wasn't quite ready for the press to come through from Hasim. There was a lot of resistance from him, but he was unable to stop the body weight of Hasim, the gentleman who has moved forwards for England. I think they're up 4-3 now over Wales in this Armed Gods Wales event. But Oni Jackson, 18 years old, what an incredible match. And he never quit for a second, and he was able to get a victory in one of those rounds purely based on determination and heart. So well done to you. I will definitely be tuning in anytime that you arm wrestle. And wow, incredible job, my friend. That is one hell of a showing. Despite not getting the win, that was definitely the matches that you want to see as an arm wrestling fan. So many different techniques being employed. Both guys giving it absolutely everything. Having to take breaks mid match, mid round, deep breaths from both men as they absolutely emptied the tank and gave it 100% get through for the victory. Wasn't any flash wins. Every single second of that was hard fought. So, wow, what a match. I seem saying to Paul Maiden that every single round he tried to go outside in top roll and he kept getting dragged into a hook. He's like, I didn't want to be in a hook, but once we're in that hook, we were locked in there. So well done to Sassoon, the gentleman. Fantastic victory there, 3-1. Dan Earthquake has just walked up to the microphone at the commentary desk and said, there's somebody in here who absolutely stinks of Theo. That's fantastic. Could it be the arm wrestlers? Maybe. Right, next match is being introduced. 16-inch bicep, 14-inch forearm. The Turk. What's his real name? Please welcome the Turk. Even the commentator has said, the Turk, whoever that is, doesn't help when you don't say their name. Roy Harper. Okay, thank you. Roy Harper. I'm going to look up this match here. Roy Harper. Why am I not seeing this match on here? Or maybe they're saying Lloyd Herpicker. If his opponent is Murray Whitehead, then it will be the right one. All right, his opponent, I think it is Lloyd Harpicker. It is Murray Whitehead. 18.5-inch bicep with a 15-inch forearm for Murray Whitehead. Lovely young man. I did meet him in Ireland. The quiet man is his nickname. I can understand that. He is softly spoken. Commentator said he's wearing a helmet because he's afraid that the Welsh might actually bottle him. All right, he's settling in at the table. But Ryan Bowen is live as well. And we've got the Aussie arm wrestler there too. All right, we've had a start here. Outside of straps, both guys are locked in the center of the table in a hook war. Wow, both look incredibly powerful. Murray driving through, but he's not getting through. He's been brought back to the center by Lloyd. Murray is the offensive puller here, and he's gone through. He's gotten the pin. Well done. What an absolute war there. Both guys in the middle of the table, and it's hook on hook. Both showing tremendous bicep development, and Lloyd holding super strong, but he's gotten turned completely palm up and unable to get the pin here. He's down 0-1. Murray Whitehead is up 1-0 against Lloyd Herpicker. Murray Whitehead not even having anybody in his corner at all. All right. Stream not started yet. Just having a look to see if the stream is up and running for. Okay, let me skip back to the Armed Gods event here. Murray Whitehead and Lloyd Herpiker. Fantastic hook war. All right, they're getting lined up outside of strap. They're about to get the start again. James Beach, no down ref, just head ref. All right, here we go. We're about to get the start. See if it goes inside again. All right, they are going to have to go to a referee's grip. They couldn't settle, so. Oh, all right, we've got to start outside of straps. They have slipped. Murray trying to go inside, but his wrist getting kicked back. So they've gone to a slip. They will be getting the strap applied in a minute or two. All right, about to get the start. Great commentary from the Armed Gods crew there, saying I can't see you because there's some fat idiot standing in my way. Fantastic. Now the commentator's standing up. That's fantastic. All right, we're about to get the start here for Murray Whitehead and Lloyd Herpiker in round 2. Thank you, Neo. Yes, it is live. I have it playing in the background. We've got the start here. Murray Whitehead just brought the wrist back on Lloyd. He is in a dominant position. He's got the wrist completely pulled back. Lloyd has put his shoulder forward. He's trying to get into a press position. He's way too far outside the line. It's a matter of time here. Murray Whitehead has got the pin. Too strong in the hand and wrist from Murray Whitehead. East versus West is now live. Let me see if I can start this stream. Stream not started. Let me try that again. Let's see if we can press play on. Okay, there we go. The East versus West stream. There's a bunch of referees, and they're talking probably about the rules. But this match. Well, Murray Whitehead is up 2-0 in this one here against Lloyd Herpiker. Murray looking incredibly strong here. He's able to get that 2-0 victory. It was a hook pin in the first round and then a top roll pin in the second. I think he looks more comfortable in the top roll. Wales will be even after this match. Yeah, I think it was a 4-4 White Wolves. I believe it will be. Wales will be even again. Yeah, it's been back and forth. They've obviously done well with their matchmaking here, which is great to see. You don't want to see a one-sided victory, but we're about to get the start again, and they've gone for a slip. So powerful hit from Lloyd, but it's just gotten out of the way by Murray, who's just brought his hand out the way and slipped out of there. And they have to get the East versus West. What's that? Yeah, that's it. White Wolf. There's arm goals or nothing. But I will be bouncing between both events because there are some matches I am quite interested in for East versus West. Not all of them, but always enjoy the Arm Gods cards. Great to see you in here. Oh, you mean the library? Yes, that's right. Deathly quiet compared to. You can tell that you can hear the crowd is a very big factor in Arm Gods here. And Lloyd Harpiger and Murray Whitehead have been strapped together. Murray is up 2-0. They're about to get the start. Murray has a position that looks like he's right neutral. It's like he's going to react to whatever Lloyd wants to go. Lloyd looks like he wants to press. He's got his shoulder very close to his hand. About to get the start. James is lining the wrist up. Shoulders. Oh, string's dropping. No, it's okay now. There we go. We've got the start. Yes, Lloyd did go in for a press, but his wrist has dropped straight back, and Murray's rolled straight through him with a very powerful top roll for a 3-0 victory. Wales crowd is insane, says White Wolf. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's exactly what you want to see is a full room, very passionate fans, booing the English competitors and cheering the Welsh competitors. So that'll be 4-all now for England versus Wales. Fantastic. All right. So East versus West has just started. Adam Taranenko versus Tom Rossitz. Was it a left arm match? It's best of 5 or first to 3. So much easier when people say first to 3. But Adam Taranenko and Tom Rossitz is the match taking place right now on East versus West 13. They are about to start outside of straps, but they couldn't agree on a grip, and they've gone to the referee's grip instead. All right, so we're about to get a start from the referee's grip for Adam Taranenko versus Tom Rossitz on the left arm. Oh, and Adam has gone early. They've got the grip still in position, but Adam has been given one foul or one warning. I'm not sure. Okay, we're about to start again. Thumbs have been closed, hands have been closed. Here we got the start, and they flipped. Wow. Adam cheering that flip. He's running around the stage, very pumped up about a flip. Anyway, all right, for Arm God, while the strap is being applied for Adam and Tom, got a 115 kilo title match going on for Arm God. So Andrew Johns is one of the competitors for back to the East versus West here. We're about to get the start for Adam Taranenko in strap against Thomas Rossitz on left arm. About to get the start. Hands have been closed. At the start, Tom Rossitz too powerful in the top roll. He has gotten the pin over Adam Taranenko. He's up 1-0 in the first of 3 match. High position, too strong in the hand, able to hit through Adam Taranenko's offense. Adam driving, but his body went and his hand got left behind. Yeah, so I'm bouncing a little bit back and forth. That's the deal tonight because there are 2 events going on at the same time. So Andrew Johns versus Mantis Dunekis for the 115 kilo belt is taking place. Let's go AJ, says White Wolf. All right. So this is West at the moment. They're grouping up outside of straps. And the arm gods, they are also grouping up outside of straps. I'm sort of watching both at the same time. I'm guessing both are probably going to slip. Okay, we've had a big start here from the arm gods match. Andrew Johns is pulled back. He was in a defensive position, top rolling. He's pulled it all the way back to the center. He had a foul. He had a foul, not from Andrew Johns, but it has been brought back, and they're going to get a restart here. Mantis, Andrew Johns versus Mantis Duekas. They've gone to a restart. Fantastic round. Strapping applied to Artem and Tom. About to get another start here outside of straps for the Arm Gods match, which is Andrew Johns versus Mantis Duekas, and one foul for Mantis. All right, we've had a start from the other match here on the other side with Toms and Artem Taranenko. Toms has flash pinned Artem Taranenko, who kept pulling, making sure that the referee did say that it was indeed a pin. Tom's up 2-0. We're about to get a start in the Arm Girls match here. Andrew Johns very high, knuckles up. He's been pulled out. He's in a defensive position. He's very far from his hand. I think they're going to end up slipping here. They've got each other's fingers. Andrew Johns is still pulling, but he's pulling fruitlessly, really. He's pulling against fingers, and they have slipped. They will go through the strap for Andrew Johns versus Mantis. Round one still on that, and they will have the strap applied. So Thomas Rockford up 2-0 over Artem Taranenko. Very dominant. He's getting straight through Artem in his wrist. The top roll king is being out top rolled heavily by Thomas Rockford. Giannis Amolos is on the stage with Toms at the moment, running through big smiles on both of their faces. I think Tom's feeling incredibly comfortable. So the Arm Gods match here, AJ Andrew Johns is having the strap applied to him, and he is against Mantis Duekas in this 115 kilo right arm title match. Mantis is breathing heavy already. This is the first round, so that's quite interesting. His mouth is open, he's breathing heavy. He's on one foul. Because this is a title match, they might be doing first to 4. All right, we're about to get the referee's grip position for Andrew Johns and Mantis Duekas. Mantis on one foul. Both guys employing back pressure here with a very high posted position with their hand and wrist. And Beach is about to get them started. Close the hands. Close your fingers. Go. Mantis has won the first third. He's pulled Andrew's palm up, and he's been pinned. So Mantis is up 1-0. Well, Andrew Johns looking like his pronation is incredibly strong, but he lost the centering, lost that first third, and he was turned into a position of defense. He was unable to pronate out of that spot, and he was eventually turned completely palm up and rolling through to the pin pad. We've got a start on Artem Taranenko and Tom Rodzitz. It's gone into a hook. Tom has pinned Artem Taranenko. It is 3-0 victory for Tom Rossitz over Artem Taranenko over at East versus West 13. And a very comfortable victory for Tom Rossitz. Artem trying something different. He managed to get into a hook position for the third round, but the result was exactly the same. Getting hot in this room. This isn't too bad. I'm watching both at the same time, and I guess we'll just go with whatever's got some action happening. Working pretty well. Mm-hmm. Great to have you guys here. I know there's two people still that are still sticking with me. Whether or not they've got it muted and watching the action somewhere else, that's okay. It's as long as there's people here, I will keep doing this. I know that there are some bigger channels also doing live commentary, but as I said before, you can happily watch any of those. Just load mine in the background and just mute it. It does help tremendously. We're about to get a start. AJ and Mantis outside of straps. AJ's in a defensive position. His pronation is holding on. He's so defensive here, though, but he has lost that. It is a 2-0 lead for Mantis. Lost the center again. He managed to keep it closer on his side of the table with pronation, but he still got pressed through all the way from the other side of the table. Mantis sort of pressing, but not having his shoulder there. It was just arm strength at that point. But AJ is going to have to make some big adjustments here. His pronation looks incredibly strong, but he's just losing that first, that middle section. He's being put on the defense instantly, and it's his pronation is what's keeping him in the match. But he needs to win that first third and get into an offensive spot if he wants to have a hope here, because even though his pronation is incredibly strong, he is getting outworked and it is failing over time. It's maybe a 6-7 second worth of defensive in that pronation, but it does tire out, and eventually he is getting turned turned palm up and being pinned. All right, 2-0 lead for Mantis in the 115 kilo title match. And that happened outside of straps as well. So we're about to get a start again. Change camera angles. Got a camera on the commentator. All right, going to referee's grip. Don't let him walk away from the table. Come back to the table. Where you going? All right. Going to get the referee's grip here. We'll see if we get some battling back and forth as we did earlier. All right, there we go. We've got this thing on. AJ's in that defensive position again. It's going to slip. They've got each other's fingers. They're going to the strap. AJ needs to win that third. The first third. He needs that. He keeps getting caught, and his pronation is what's keeping him in. He's got a lot of faith in it, which is fantastic, and it is strong. But you don't want to be defensive off the bat if you can get offense. Or if you are having to go defensive, maybe pulling back in an opposite direction like this so that you're closer to swooping around in a big can opener movement. But he is getting pulled out of the center every single time. He's sort of catching it about a third, and he's relying on his hand and wrist to keep him in the match. But it's a slow death. It doesn't seem to be in a position where he can bring it back from there. It'd be fine if he was catching in that spot and then he was able to bring it back and roll through, but he is just sort of being extended, and it's a slow move all the way towards the pin pad. So the strap is being applied here now. White Wolf is still in the chat. Great to see you in here, White Wolf. I can see that you're on the Arm Gods chat as well. All right, we're about to get the start. All right, grip from AJ. The same thing has happened. AJ's in that same exact position, the same thing as, and he's lost the match. If it's first to 3, he's down 3-0, and he would have lost. I'm not sure if it's first to 3 or first to 4. It's a title match. I think it is first to 4, so he's down 3-0. Same exact position happened on the go, lost that first third, was able to hold with Coronation for a couple of seconds, but a slow death. He got driven towards the pad and got pinned. So AJ doing a great job in terms of once it's getting stopped, he's maintaining his Coronation, but he needs to do something different because it's not effective enough that he can come back from that position. He's not losing pronation, but it's just like a hammer curl. He's getting pulled out of position slowly. He doesn't get turned over, but it's just a slow hammer curl to the pad. But yeah, he needs to make a big adjustment. He's down 3-0 in his title match here. He's getting real high with his grip. Maybe this is his ace, is the top roll. But he needs that first third. He needs to win that center. He's got to do something different. Luca, there's Godzilla, Prudnik, Agent, Tadakian, Angelique, Valentin, Hollywood. That's right. There's so many matches going on all at the same time. I'm sort of trying to keep my eye on both. The female match going on East versus West at the moment, but I want to stick with this Arm Gods title match. See if Andrew Johns is able to make the adjustment because he's trying to get. They're battling for a grip here outside of straps. It's not in refs. Andrew's trying to get that real high knuckles up position again. They haven't been able to agree on a grip, and they will be getting the not the strap applied. They'll be getting a referee's grip. All right. James Beach has come back with chalk for both men. They will be starting outside of the strap. And at least they are actually trying to pin each other outside of strap, and these slips are legitimate slips where they can't hold on to each other. It is not just one person just trying to get out of there and the other person, I guess, agreeing. They are actually trying to pin each other. All right, so we're going to get a referee's grip start here. James Beach, the referee, lining them up, getting the shoulders set. Okay, close your thumbs, close your hands. About to start. Not happy with the thumb knuckles. About to get the start. AJ needs this center. He wants to make a comeback here. He's lost the center again, but he's going to end up in a slip here. They're both sort of fighting. AJ again trying to use Nation. Nation is just not strong enough to get through. It will end up in a slip here. They've got hold of each other's fingers, but they're both fighting very, very hard. AJ is really trying to pronate hard through Mantis's fingers here. Oh, there's a running foul on Mantis, and AJ lays his arm down knowing that it's going to go to a reset. But there was a battle of the fingers there. They were basically like this, each man refusing to let go, which is great. It was a real battle. And the foul being called on Mantis, and it was a running foul, so it will get a restart. Very clever of Andrew there, recognizing that he has the ability to lay his arm down, get a restart, and try to win that center again. He really needs to win this first third. He keeps getting pulled into a defensive position immediately, and he's unable to use his pronation to get back into the match. He's just going defensive with his pronation and getting dragged to the pin pad. About to get the start. High position from AJ again. The hit that's been stuck in the middle, both guys, and they have gone to a legitimate slip here. So we will get the strap applied for both men. Carolina Pedersen is up 1-0 over Olga Terpilova in the East versus West match. And They are pulling against each other at the moment. I'm not sure who is who. Olga versus Carolina. They're stuck in the center of the table, both using a lot of side pressure. I don't like the positioning here of one of the ladies. It looks like an arm break position almost here, but she is pressing sort of this. I don't love it. I don't want to see it snap. Oh God, it's making my stomach feel kind of weird watching this. She's lost her wrist now as well. Now it's a flop wrist, and she's still using a lot of frame. The humerus bone is taking all the pressure here. She flopped back. They're both in the center of the table. I wish I knew who was who here, but the lady with the flop wrist, they're both sort of locked in a neutral position against each other, right in the middle of the table, both breathing deep. Neither one of them able to get through. One of the girls has her leg up on the table, quite literally. The leg her foot is over the height of the table. Sitting comfortably though. I've got to go back to the other one here because we're about to get a start from AJ and Mantis here. AJ is 3-0 down, but Mantis is on one foul. They are in the straps. About to get the start. Mantis are going with a low hand top roll grip here. AJ is very high on his grip position. Mantis in a low hand position is able to roll through, and he's got the win. He is the victor. He's the new 115 kilo right arm heavyweight champion for Arm God. Fantastic. Well done. Congratulations to Mantis Duakis. Going back to this other match that we just left, the girls are still in this same match, the same battle. And they have finally gotten the pin. I'll find out who was. Carolina Pedersen is the lady that got the pin there. And that was one of the longest matches I've seen. They went for over a minute. Both locked in sort of an arm break press position. But Olga had her wrist bent back, but they were both not going anywhere. Taking deep breaths, surging here and there, and yeah, great battle for Carolina Pedersen and Olga. Hmm. All right. Yeah, so at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching a replay of the stream, because there wouldn't be anyone watching this live, I have no viewers currently, which is okay. There's some other bigger channels that are more popular out there, and that's fine. It's great to see that people are finding success in the streaming world, but right at this point in time, I am here by myself. But that is okay. Mine makes the adjustments as to my plan as to the stream. If I'm doing it and there's no one to watch it with, it can get a little bit of the point where it's like, maybe this isn't worth it if there's no one watching. Only because I want to watch this event with everybody else, and it's one of the best things when you've got a group of people that are like-minded and watching arm wrestling, and everyone's chatting and talking about the matches together. It really does feel like you are part of the event, and that is currently not happening for me at this point in time with no one watching, but it's okay. We'll see if anyone else joins in. If no one does, I might pull the pin on it and just sort of relax a little bit, watch the matches. But yeah, we'll give it a minute or two. We'll see if anyone else jumps back in. If not, that's all good. I will go and watch the matches without the stream happening at the same time. All right, we've got a James Wall match coming up here. I'm gonna do. I'll probably end this after this match because, yeah, I'll do this one as the last one because I don't see the point if I'm doing it live and there's no one here to spend time watching the event with. But that's okay. I'm very interested in how this match will play out, so I will call this one. And James Wall, the veteran of UK arm wrestling, almost every second week, this man is on the table somewhere in a match. So he's getting lined up here. I'm just going to look up who James' opponent is here because I cannot see him. James Wall and Greg Foster. Greg Foster, and this is for the under 95 kilos left arm title. Under 95, James Wall. Surprising me, guys. Looks like a monster. Under 95 is surprising that he's able to get into that weight category because the man looks very, very big, very powerful. But Greg Foster is his opponent here for the title, the left arm match. About to get the start here. We've gone into the hook. That's exactly where James wants this match to go. He's pulled through. He's got the pin. Too strong. James Wall. The throat slash motion. Looks like Carolina Pedersen has gotten the victory over at East versus West as well. But great hook pin victory for James Wall. Greg Foster's going to have to make some adjustments if he wants to get back into this. Going inside with James Wall is maybe you don't want to be going there. He's very powerful in that spot. 19.75 inch bicep. That is a massive bicep on this man at under 95 kilo division. Jeez, that's big arms. That might be the biggest arm on the card. All right. So we are about to get the start outside of snaps again for James Wall and Greg Foster for the left arm under 95 kilo title. Fighting for position. They'll probably end up going to the referee's grip. For the Commonwealth title. Referee's grip. All right. Hello to whoever just joined. Watching James Wall and Greg Foster, left arm, under 95 kilo title match. James Wall able to get the victory in the first round. They're about to get the start outside of straps here for the second round. Greg Foster doesn't want to go inside, but he did this time again. And James Wall, so explosive, so quick. He's gotten the pin. He's gone straight through Greg Foster in a hook. Wow, what lightning speed. Usually you don't see that sort of speed on a hook. It's either a flash pin from a massive back pressure top roll or a press, but James Wall is flashing through in a hook position. Greg Foster able to slow it down and get a stop about an inch from the pad, but it only lasted for about 1 second before he was unfortunately pinned. So 2-0 for James Wall. He has taken the lead in this title match. It's under 95 kilo left arm title match at Arm God. Armgods.com is where you will find the match that I am watching. Greg Foster is the opponent here. 17-inch bicep, 15.5-inch forearm. Big arm for this young man, but he is getting outpowered by James Wall. James Wall has an incredibly explosive start. His start in a hook, it's very unique to me. I'm not used to seeing people explode with that much speed and going inside at the same time. Usually they have to sort of get the position first and then they can drive. But James Wall is hitting that position as he's throwing his body to the side. Very powerful hand and wrist on James Wall. And looks so calm. There we go. We've got to start outside of straps. Same thing has happened. James Wall is hit hard. Wow, he got the pin. James Wall has got the pin here. He's up 3-0 over Greg Foster in this left arm under 95 kilo title for the Commonwealth title. Greg Foster, incredibly strong, was pulled into the defensive third. He's holding about this high, 1 inch from the pad for several seconds. He caught 3 of James's hit, but it was unable to be brought back from that position. He is losing the start by an enormous margin. Probably 90% of the way he is getting hit towards the pad before he is able to slow the match down and start doing anything offensive from his side. James Wall's starts are lightning fast and going inside as well for a defensive position. He is getting his cup, which is great. For Greg Foster, he can slow it down and he can get the catch and the stop, but he's so far away from. He's 1 inch from the pad from the time he's engaged and trying to bring it back. And at that point, it's just a matter of time for James Wall to get through and get the pin. So 3-0, he is up in this first of 4 title match. All right, they're getting lined up again. Both athletes at the table. James Beach, the referee, lining the shoulders up. James looking very calm and collected here. He's going to go inside again, it looks like. The referee is lining their hands and fights webbing up together. Close your thumbs, close your hands, start again. James Wall with a huge hit. He's been caught higher this time. He's been caught about 2/3 of the way to the pad. He's hit again, and the referee is given a foul for James Wall. Off the back of the pad, I believe, or was it an elbow? They're replaying it now. And looks like, oh, where's the elbow? Wow. Okay, well, so we couldn't see the elbow foul from our side because James's body was in the way, but obviously James Beach, the referee, is on the opposite side of the table to us, and he has called it the elbow foul off the back of the pad for James Wall. Paul Maiden in the background dancing away. He's having a great time. Oh, the stream has disappeared. And we've got a great shot of some guys at the back of the room. Really would like them to change the camera angle back to the match. Oh, the match is over somehow. I don't know what just happened. It's just skipped forward in time. We missed the last round. I don't know what happened there, but obviously something has gone wrong with the stream and they've reset it or something. But James Wall is standing there with a Commonwealth title wrapped around his waist, and Greg Foster is being interviewed by Paul Maiden at the moment. So I don't exactly know what happened, but obviously James Wall was able to get the victory right at the end there. So yeah, well, I don't know if the stream disappeared but came back up. Seems to be okay at the moment. It's been pretty solid the whole way through, but James Wall is now the new under 95 kilo left arm Commonwealth champion, holding a very shiny new belt on his waist. And congratulations to James Wall in a very dominant victory there. He was able to get inside with a very powerful, fast hit every single round. He was dominating the entire event. And Greg Foster, unable to make the adjustments, was able to hold very strongly with his bicep, but unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to find any lanes to stop that explosive hit from James Wall. And as I said before, a very unique style that I haven't seen. I don't think I've really seen that at all. Someone exploding through with speed in a hook. Normally, it's either a press, and more commonly a press that you would see that explosive speed, or a top roll. People flash backwards with a top roll, but the hooking and hitting is unique to me. I don't think I've really seen that happen very often. But James Wall making it work for him. He did get caught right at the bottom of the pad, and that just goes to show how strong Greg Foster's bicep is. Able to catch James Wall 1 inch from the pad and make it a match. But he was not able to get any further from that position. He was just holding in a defensive spot. And it was just a matter of time before James Wall was able to drop through and get that last inch that he needed in each round. And pretty much repeat carbon copies of each round that took place. So James Wall able to get the victory there. Congratulations to him. Not sure what happened with the stream. Well, missed the last round. They were getting lined up and hands set, and all of a sudden the screen's gone black. And then they're standing there, and James Wall was the winner. But I'm assuming it probably happened the same way as the other rounds, where he was able to dive straight into that offensive explosive hook and get the pin. Just explaining to the commentators that the stream dropped out and everyone missed the last match. You just listen to the commentators being informed about the stream dropping. Not much they can do about it. If you're at a commentator's position, it's like, well, I'm doing my job, mate. Technical stuff. You guys do that. I'm doing this. You want anything from me at the moment? No. But there's not much you can do about that. I mean, streams. Everyone does their best effort to make sure streams run smoothly. Sometimes things just it's the internet. I mean, it's technology. Things don't work perfectly all the time, as we all know. But this stream has held up pretty damn well, and missing 10 seconds worth of time, whatever. It happens. And it wasn't going to be a surprise to see what happened in that last round. I think it was more than likely another very fast pin for James Wall over Greg Foster to win that under 95 kilo left arm title, Commonwealth title. But we've got Wales versus, well, I guess, I don't know, is it Wales versus the world, or is it anyone who's not Welsh is just getting points on the board here? Because I think they've had 10 matches, and from what I gather, it's probably 6-4. And I'm not sure if it's England exclusively, or because I saw a guy from Ireland up there earlier, but is he counted in the English Scottish team, or is it Wales versus everybody else? I'm not sure, but anyway, I think it's 6-4 the rest of the world over Wales at this point in time. But the crowd very, very into this event. Paul Maiden up the front dancing again. Full packed out room. Very passionate fans. You couldn't fit any more people in that room, which is what you want to see. So in terms of a promoter's viewpoint, if I was critiquing, I love the fact that they've got it in a room where everyone is right shoulder to shoulder. and they've really created a fantastic atmosphere here. The lighting looks fantastic when they're streaming the matches, when they're getting their camera views. They look very good. You can see everything that is taking place. A couple of things I'm a little surprised at. They don't have a down ref, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Down refs are, you know, for the head referee, having somebody else to back them up or call stuff that they may have missed is very, very vital. And even just lining up their hands and getting centers, if you've got the other person there and putting the strap together, if the other referee is helping with that, it does help tremendously when you've got somebody else there. But yeah, a little surprised they haven't got the down ref for this Arm Gods event. Just running with James Beach, who's doing a tremendous job. I haven't seen any crazy calls or anything. There hasn't been a lot of fouls. And the fouls that have happened have been fair, that they have been fairly called. The other thing that it's been slightly something that I would change is the amount of people that are just walking in front of the main camera. It's just the size of the room that they are set up in, but there should be a pathway at all times that does not interfere with the main view of the camera. And I'm seeing people constantly, even mid-match, sort of walking through the frame, which shouldn't be happening. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can still see the match and see everything that is taking place. And they've got the commentary team there. They're doing everything well. And this event has been going well. They've been moving through the matches rapidly. And it is great to see that this promotion is doing such good things. Yeah, so what I might do, ladies and gentlemen, because I do have one viewer, which is awesome, but I did go through quite a large period of time. There was no one on at all. And yes, I just one of those things that you can really enjoy the event a lot more when you've got a bunch of people watching it together and commentating and, you know, people writing back and forth in the chat. You can get a really good sort of conversation going. But yeah, so what I might do is, because I know that Aussie Arm Wrestler and Ryan Bowen and probably some of the other bigger channels are streaming as well. I'm sure that's probably where people are watching, and that's fair enough. You can do that. I have no issues. I love the fact that they are being supported and people are choosing to watch the event and watch their stream. Fantastic. But for me, I might end mine here just because I don't think there's any big point in continuing when I don't have an audience to speak to. So I'll leave it here for now, and I'll do a recap on the matches for tomorrow. Thank you, anybody and everybody who is watching or if watching a replay. Always good to see you and speak to you. It's Hollywood Matt Connolly doing a double bicep just to finish